Duck Game
All right,
podcast.
we're on voice now. Hello.
Hi. Hello, everyone.
I think we should start. Just introduce everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Dan, you go first.
Hello, I'm Dan. I develop stuff for Duck Game. in
Yeah,
Duck Game Code.
list the mods that you've done.
I have done QL, Global Search, a Spectator big one in QC, and yeah, I found Duck Game about a year ago, and that's me.
All right, Fish, your turn.
Hi, I am Fish. I play Duck. Not really. I mostly just commentate a lot.
He's Fish. He invented the fishbowl.
Was that adequate?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I-
good enough.
I shoot upwards, and
He
people
shoots
call it a fishbowl,
upwards.
but really I don't do it very often. But it's called a fishbowl.
Okay.
No one
All
knows
right.
what.
Okay, I'm Tater. I'm the one streaming. I made a lot of tutorials and a lot of videos, and now I'm popular. Kinda, but not really.
He also runs QC now. Which
Oh
is
yeah,
great.
I do QC.
Yeah.
Hashtag bigger than Rust money.
No. I wish. So yeah, that's everyone. Why don't we? Oh, I had a list of topics, didn't I?
Oh yes.
Please
Topic.
send.
Please
don't-
send.
No.
Screen share.
Yes.
People made suggestions. Let's see. What do we want to start with? Oh, we could start with how we started playing.
Face review.
Face
Huh?
reveal tater.
No.
No. We are also accepting questions and supplementary topics as we go.
Oh yeah. If you want to ask a question, go ahead.
I love questions. Okay, topics. Tater, keep us on track.
Oh yeah. I know. I have to update the topic. I was gonna say.
Topic. Started playing.
This is about lots of Duck Game topics and anything Duck Game related in the slightest.
Yeah. All right. So, we'll just start with how I started playing after I saw. Do you guys remember the television ads that used to run on Adult Swim? Did you ever see those? Yeah.
I did.
Yeah. That was
never
how
saw
I found it.
Wow. That's a long
I think
time.
for like the first month or so after the game came out, they had ran ads. It was just the Steam trailer, basically. I'm pretty sure it was the Steam trailer. Yeah. What about you?
First
Fish?
time I ever even seen Duck
So-
Game was like
I must have found it out from YouTube.
Okay.
I think it was Game Grumps or something, but I'm looking up right now the actual date.
that is the
Yeah,
first
so
time
it's
I had
legit.
also seen it.
June 21st of 2015. Although it might have just been me and my friend. I don't remember if I saw it on YouTube or not. But yeah, it was right around the time it came out.
That is the time I also seen it, but I never played it back then. But I seen it.
But I seen it.
I did. There was a video. Some fat guy was playing it. It was definitely happening. But I didn't play the game because I just didn't.
Hey, don't play videos. The stream can hear it.
Video games. Later on, one of my friends named A Filthier Cancer actually bought the game for me. And then I outplayed him on it, and then he never played it again.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty common thing. People buy the game with their friends, and then they no longer play with their friends because they're too
It's so
good.
sad.
That was why QC was made. I think Phantom. I wanted to get
Because
Phantom
of
in
so
here.
many broken friendships.
It turns out people are busy because holidays are a thing.
Wow. Bad.
All right, so that was that. How many hours do you guys have? I'm at 1400 right now. Hello.
Everyone knows mine aren't real, but we're gonna say it anyways. Here we
Yeah,
go.
they're not real.
I mean,
They're not
it counts.
I have 1,827 on this account. There's also my other account, which has like 500, which are just testing hours.
All right, what about you, Fish?
1,194.
So I guess that's all. Technically above
There's
1,000.
nothing to talk about.
Yeah. Someone,
that-
Mr. Duck suggested we say which gun is your favorite.
Age is just a number.
Ooh,
That's a good topic.
No, it's not.
that is
No,
a
it's
good
not.
topic.
I like that topic.
There's
No,
layers
no,
to
I
that.
meant what I said.
Oh,
That's
I
good.
really don't actually like the sniper.
you don't like the sniper?
Well, yeah, I don't practice on it enough, so I don't actually favor it.
It just shoots straight. So if you're good and you can hit shots, then it's
I just
good. But otherwise,
don't
it's bad.
practice with it. I never have.
Sledgehammer's
I
the best gun.
Sledgehammer's best gun.
First, more people don't like grenade launchers just because of the unique angles you can get on it with bouncing. Not angles, but I mean sort of plays you can get with bouncing the nade launcher, the nades from it off the walls and stuff at weird angles. And, I don't know.
I've had fun with the grenade launcher. I just don't like. I don't see it like that. I suppose. In the same light.
You can shoot it through walls, and then bounce it off the wall after you shoot it through the wall and through a pit and kill someone. And you're like, yeah.
The thing about the grenade launcher is that it's so hard to angle with.
It's very inconsistent. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can do it well. It took a lot of practice, but even still, like you can't get it 100% consistency.
I really love the Magnum. I have a big hard on for the Magnum.
Mhm.
I love the Magnum so
Angle
much.
gun. Auto angle gun.
Because like even if you miss the first shot, you can just time the rest of them, like based on how fast the Magnum like goes back down, and easily hit people all the time.
You can just shoot the button.
You can just press the button a whole bunch and they die. That's good feature.
Favorite weapons: Fish, a skillful weapon. Daniel, least skillful weapon. No.
Least skillful weapon ever. I like skillful weapons.
I think
I like to do cool angles with the bazooka.
in the past, my favorite gun was the combat shotgun, but now I don't like it as much because it's too easy. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very standard.
It's so there's so much knockback, and it feels like you're using a golden gun, like a virtual shotgun at this point.
Oh, also net gun. Like, come on, guys, net gun.
That gun's really fun, yeah.
Net gun's like it's just first of all, it's fun to play with. Like, because like
Walls? What are those?
with the
What are wolves? It's definitely the most. It's one of the most
it's
nuanced
fun because
guns
how
because
nets
the
work, net physics.
the arcing pattern is a lot of fun. It's not like
Oh,
any
yeah.
other bullets.
Also, when you get nets like slide across the top of like block, like
Yeah,
the
that
bottom
too.
side of blocks, so like up like along blocks. Oh, that's great.
There's a lot of strategy, and once you get netted, what do you do?
Yeah. Like people pulling the pin right before they're netted just to blow people too long. All kind of things. It's great. Love nets.
If anybody wants to, if you go in the QC voice chat, we might move you in here, and then you can talk about something.
Ooh,
That would
podcast
be,
kid.
yeah. If you want to get
No
interviewed,
guarantee.
Might.
No
If
guarantee,
you're bad,
yeah.
I'll put you in here. Sorry.
I mean, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Nets are fun. Oh, hey, Uncle Spoon just joins. He doesn't even need to move.
Okay, yeah, hi, I'm here.
Hi,
Hello.
introduce
What's
yourself.
your favorite gun?
I'd say probably net gun
Guns.
because not only if you hit it, you also have like a bit more to go through to kill the person, and
Mhm.
also the trajectory is fun. It's not just straight line. The range is good, and the ammo isn't too much. Like you still have to preserve it, so I feel like it's it
Yeah.
has its uses, but it also has its cons. So yeah.
Net gun with more ammo is just really spammy. Like you see people when they get infinite net gun. Yeah, what they do with infinite net guns, too strong, OP.
Yeah, infinite net gun is ridiculous. Honestly,
it won't
infinite.
actually spawn in randomly gold from a random box. It's
It doesn't.
restricted.
I thought it does.
No, it doesn't. Nope.
It does
They can
come from
put it in the level, but they can't. It won't randomly come out of a red box gold.
Doesn't it come from presents?
No, it can also not come out randomly gold from a present either.
Is there an exception just for the net gun?
No, there's an exception for a few things.
Like
I
what?
said it before, like Matchbox. No,
Oh, okay.
like a few things. There's a few specific. I can pull it up real quick. You guys continue talking.
Okay. Do you guys want to talk about old Duck Game?
Old Ducky.
Fish.
I wasn't there.
Same.
Well, I can't
I
really
know,
talk
but
about that.
okay.
Sorry to burst your bubble. It's the same.
It's the same. I know it was the same, but we could talk about the communities that don't exist anymore.
The community was very different. I mean,
Yeah.
I
not
want to
very
hear
different,
about
but it's
that.
different for sure.
Okay,
That's
well, I'm no use now. I'll leave.
Oh, I mean, okay, you can come back later. if you
works.
want.
I can come back if there's another topic, but not now.
Okay.
Talk about old Duck Game Fish. I want to hear the old.
So what I remember of old Duck Game, I was never able to make the tournaments because I had the quack out tournaments because I had a regular thing that interfered with the time, so I only went to like 1 or 2 of them. But I was aware of them, and they were cool and stuff. And it was just very nobody knew each other. Like there was no voice chat, there was no text chat really. It's just everyone was in the Steam group and they organized the tournament and people signed up and then you matched those people and you played each other.
Who was pro back then?
I don't really quite remember.
I don't remember.
I know if you look at the tournaments, you can probably look at the backlogs of who won some of them, but it was spread out between a lot of people.
I remember I did take a look at the old Quack Out tournament challenge log a long time ago.
Yeah.
It still exists. Something I was considering is that I could put a window capture on the stream here, and we could take a look at that.
Yeah. So I didn't really become active within the community until the Feathers Will Fly days, which I was a moderator for. Kind of. I didn't really do anything. I just was a moderator. But that's not important.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I remember I won a couple of those. Carl dominated those and those.
Coral.
He used to be the best. This guy is his username. We call him Carl.
Coral.
For a while, he was objectively when you said best at Duck Game, it was him.
Ooh, we have a question. Yay! How does Duck Game range work? Certain weapons have what they like to call like a range variant, which means the range of the weapon can randomly be between 2 different numbers. So, like shotguns, the range of a weapon can be a lot higher or lower depending on the RNG you get. Duck Game RNG. Also, the things that cannot spawn infinite are, and I quote, flare gun, quad laser, Roman candle, matchbox, firecrackers, and the net gun. They will not come out of a red box infinite, but can be placed in a level infinite.
Guys, Rivader just asked a really good question.
Very important question. Things we would like.
Things we would like in the next update. I have a lot of things to say.
Ooh,
So next update, being optimistic, I can say a lot of things that are unrealistic, and I'm going to. But in the next update, I don't expect much other than like network tongues and maybe changes to the netcode if he was working on that. But I don't know if he is. It's been through a lot of different stages, where it's been better or worse in some ways. So it doesn't really matter where that ends, really.
For some reason, I can't capture Chrome, but I guess that's whatever.
But I mean, yeah, right. The only thing we really know for sure is coming is network tongues. There isn't really any content.
Well, there was. If we assume that it's just the Switch version, then there are a few changes. Like there's the change to the sharpshoot where it has infinite knockback now.
Interesting.
Ooh.
I don't know if you've seen that.
I don't know how
Infinite,
that
it
works.
has probably easily the most of any gun in the Switch version.
What do you mean by infinite knockback?
sounds-
Explain.
Like you can
before.
fly with, like it's
Yeah.
difficult to control amounts of knockback.
Oh, yeah.
So anyways, the stuff that I'm not going to see, but I wish I could.
There's a few
I
things.
kind of want to list this. It landed at one point. He expressed interest, I believe, in making an in-game hat editor. I think that would be pretty cool.
That
If
would
you
be
could
pretty cool.
Create manage hats inside the game. Obviously, that's a big project. I don't expect it, but if it
Yeah, I
were,
don't
then
expect
that'd be
that.
sick.
I gotta. Mhm.
What did you say?
Huh?
What do you want to see the next update, Dan?
Oh yes, that's me. I know me.
Yes.
I would like doors to be working. Crazy idea.
Explain how they're not working.
Basically, two people's clients set things about doors in conflicting ways, making them go and jitter around, and sometimes they exist and sometimes they don't exist. Clients. I want better syncing for doors. Yes, my mic's being bad at me, but better syncing for door states. I would love to see like at least like 2-3 new guns. That'd be great. Lena said he was
Yeah, new
thinking a
weapons
lot
always-
about that on a stream he had. He said he was thinking about.
That's
What do you
definitely
would add?
meta.
I'd love for like a better filters on searching for online maps, for random online maps. I don't know. That's about all I can expect from Land. Anything else is out of his wheelbarrow.
I'd like new maps for sure.
Yeah, new maps.
Yeah, I always knew vanilla maps. The thing with
New
like,
maps is just we have had the same for such a long time.
yeah, people can make good workshop maps, but the problem is that not literally everybody has them on by default.
Yeah,
So
if we're
play
being
them.
honest, I think if we all saw Landed's maps for the first time, having no prior experience, we'd think they were just average, maybe poor at best.
Because they are, but the
Yeah,
thing is,
but
when you play them a lot, they develop
you
into.
when you plan them several hundred times, suddenly it doesn't matter if they're bad or not. Although sometimes it does, but
Like
um,
out of all the
yeah.
maps, most are actually competitively viable.
most. I mean, probably like
Most.
maybe 4/5 or 3/4.
Oh, and one thing I'm thinking about this on the spot, but it really would make a big difference. Is in the Switch version for tournaments, we asked Landon during a stream if he would add um, the ability to turn on and off default maps, not workshop support,
Yeah.
but just being able to change them on and off for tournament rules and stuff. And it would be nice to have that brought to PC as well, so we don't have to manage it through the workshop through custom maps to do it.
Well,
We
I
could just-
mean, on PC that we have the balanced spawn map pack,
Yeah,
which is it's slightly better than just having the playlist, but it's it would still be really nice to have that on Switch because it would make it so much easier.
Yeah, definitely on Switch, that's the big thing.
Yeah.
Another thing, there's like stuff for Switch that's like picking your flag as the country you're in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he said that
Uh,
was coming to PC. I'm pretty sure he said that.
Yeah, well, okay,
Uh,
that's cool. And
In-game
also,
leaving without going back to.
other modes
Yeah.
will be cool, like
Oh yeah, if he
the
finished.
survival mode and
Mhm.
stuff like that. That'd be
I
pretty
don't.
cool.
I don't see it happening. He mentioned. He talked about it, a very like early on thing. He was like looking at and didn't really.
People don't play Duckcember for the single player. I mean, I would if it were like, you know, if it were super well brought out. But I think the arcade is enough to just showcase the game, and it is what it is, and it's well done for what it is. But I don't.
I think it'd still be cool though.
Yeah, of course, but I don't. Yeah, that's not necessarily what I'm looking forward to personally.
All right, I guess we're gonna move on to the next topic. What do we have here?
If Landon doesn't do the in-game fixing, in-game leaving fix, I will probably develop something for it at some point. Not now. Person who said that. Cool.
Oh yeah, you could develop a lot of stuff, couldn't you?
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Ugh.
it's Fido. Introduce yourself.
Yo, dude, what?
Who
Yeah,
are
Tell
you?
us
it's me.
about-
Tell us about who you are.
Tell us about your challenge maps.
Oh yeah.
We don't talk about those.
Hey,
He's
do we-
developed some of the maps for the
Tell them
QC
why we don't talk
arcade,
about
which is go to fish for.
Go to Fish for what? No, go to Daniel for it. I forwarded it to him. It's his.
What do you mean? Oh, it's his project now. Anyway,
I mean, I said the arcade update soon, and then I talked to Daniel, and he was like, "Yep, I would make a mod for it, and you don't have to do anything because otherwise, what my work will just overwrite yours, so you shouldn't do anything." But Daniel has more important.
do you
things
want to
do
explain
than
what the QC arcade is?
He refuses to accept that he should just tell me to do it myself and disagree to doing it. The QC arcade is it just replaces it adds more challenge maps to the arcade and expands it by replacing the arcade file with a new one that is bigger and adding in more challenge maps to the folder. So it's just a simple mod. That isn't really a mod, it just adds levels.
Does not affect
this-
the actual arcade.
It does affect
Yeah.
the actual arcade. It makes
Well,
it bigger.
not really. It just
Like,
adds
people-
onto it. It
The
doesn't
QC,
really.
it was
Yeah,
like
right.
everybody developed their own set of maps, and there was a whole bunch of different categories. Like there was
Yeah.
angling,
still have
and
the old levels.
flipping, and there were a few puzzle maps.
I never
that made.
had a strict direction with what I want, how I wanted it to work. At one point in time, I remember I was thinking, hey, I should just allow all community maps. You know, if someone will play it, then I should put it in there.
Just make it
but
hard.
turns out that's kind of dumb. 'Cause people make bad maps.
Just make
someone
it
is gonna play
hard.
it, but
Just make
literally
it
no one else
extremely
will.
painful and impossible. Everyone will download.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
That was mine. That was mine in a nutshell.
Yes, that's kind of true with Kaido's maps. His weren't the worst. Believe it or not, your maps were you
Fido
put
didn't know that you could actually out of the normal duck game like box size. The grid. He didn't know.
I stayed in the
He's
box
not
for
joking.
all
This isn't
three
a
of
joke.
those.
It hurts. Fido, why?
Do you want to talk about speedrunning? That was a big thing, or I guess I don't know.
speedrunning. I used to have all dev metal world record.
Ooh, good question
Tater
from
and I have had a number.
River
so
Otter in the chat.
We'll do that one next after speedrunning.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna go get my Mexican
So
leftovers.
speedrunning's
Okay.
kind of fun. Duck game. It's one of those games where all the individual times are very clutch. When you run it, you're counting the milliseconds, and it's weird because time doesn't feel right all the time. You just do it, and you're like, that felt really good, and then you're like 30 milliseconds off. You're like, oh, and then you do it, and you're like, I think I messed up, and then you got world record.
It's also good that there's an in-game timer and you don't have to time it yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
This is
sure.
helpful.
Makes it easy that
it would
way.
be
You don't have to set up
non-existent.
tools.
I mean, I guess full game runs would still exist, but individual level runs would probably not exist without the
It'd
in-game
be a
time.
lot less common.
Yeah,
at the very-
I mean that's kind of an
full game
important.
runs.
The-
I haven't done them in a while.
And now that we brought up the arcade, I feel obligated to work on the level that I promised.
the level.
That level.
So I haven't done full game runs in a while. I kind of want to rant about why, but I don't think I should. Because I
we'll
would
leave
like
that for the end of the stream.
For the end of the stream, we are going to explain them why we don't speedrun.
I don't know. Rivater asked a really good question maybe a few minutes ago. He said, "What do you think was the biggest discoveries, or the biggest discoveries in Duck Game?"
Angles.
Wall shots by me.
Of course, by you.
Isn't angles though?
It wasn't huge. Yeah,
I mean,
angles of course.
technically angles, yes, but that was kind of so early. That was probably
No,
like within the
no.
first week, right? No.
I mean, of course, but it is the most important discovery. You know, even there was a point in time when we thought angles were just completely unviable, and that was the consensus. Is like they exist, but you like when you do them, you're like, oh, I got lucky. That was awesome. And it was like you couldn't do it. We were like 1 in 5, you can get the angle you want. But now everyone does it, and it's second nature.
Yeah, now
Um,
it's definitely mandatory if you want to play at a high level.
Yeah, and nothing changed. There was a very slight change in the earlier versions. I just want to mention that quick. We'll probably talk about that later. So I don't want to get too far into that. But the Halloween update changed the way angles work. The whole
Like,
controversy.
didn't the animation get, like,
It
was
really didn't change
slower?
that much. We played the older version in a Twitch stream once, and it's very similar to what it is now. It's just slightly different angles with timings.
Yeah,
But
the old
we-
version, it was mostly just like, well, there
It was
was
definitely
that
still
thing where
speed.
there was no wall clipping and there was no wall shooting ish in the oldest
Yeah,
version.
wall shooting is a little bit different.
A lot
yeah.
of bugs
It's
apparently
not-
got added into the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Do we want to talk about
other discovery?
Yeah,
For sure, I think high jumping, where you double tap and then into a jump, so you do an extended jump.
yeah. I think the
That
thing
just
about
goes high.
high jumping is that everybody knew about it for such a long time, but it was just never
didn't do it.
implemented. Nobody
And
did
now
it.
everybody does it.
Now everyone does it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's in all the maps. High jump there to get that gun first, so you can do this.
yeah.
You know, it's all that.
For those of you who don't know, high jumping is just when you ragdoll twice and then you hit jump, and you'll jump from effectively what is 1 block above the ground, and you can get like 2 blocks of extra height on a jump.
Right. There's a
And
lot of
ragdoll
maps where
grabbing.
that.
Ragdoll grabbing is also the thing.
Yeah, I mean ledge
took us a
ragdoll
while
grabbing is pretty. I think that's intended, actually.
Yeah, I think we knew about that though. Like that was something.
It's the
we
one
were
thing
like-
that people can figure out on themselves without looking at it on YouTube.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. It's one of those basic tech, I guess you could say, because I definitely see people do it, like even at that much lower level. Is like you ragdoll, you can grab. Just it works that way.
Um,
And people.
what about
it's that.
after ragdoll jumping? What did we find?
Um,
Do we skip right to angle saving? What about door clipping? That was a thing, right?
yeah, definitely wall clipping and door clipping.
Teleporter
That made.
clipping was-
Did you find that? I always accredited it to you, but I don't know if that's true.
I mean, the wall clipping itself. I remember I learned that from another guy. I think his name was like, Peach. I don't remember his name. Either
Okay.
way, someone else taught wall clipping to me specifically, and I don't remember door clipping. I just thought everyone knew that always. I don't remember.
I
Um,
always, I don't
But
know.
yeah, I definitely no, I didn't find it by myself. Somebody taught it to me personally.
But you definitely were the
and
one
you
who
want credit.
found the extended ragdoll jumping, right?
I mean, I guess so.
You
I
guess so?
definitely learned that. I taught that to myself. Yeah.
Okay.
I realized that was a viable thing, and then I did it like once, and I was like, it's a thing.
It's
I
still
can't
not
do it
viable.
anymore.
I mean, actually, the people I have seen it used in tournament a couple of
Yeah,
times on like one
The
map.
only oh really in tournament?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
you-
gonna say the only thing it's used for today is jumping out of the wind map, the wind screen. You can
No, no,
kill
no, no. There's
yourself if
one
it's a contest.
industrial map. You know which one I'm talking about with the. Um, here, I'll pull it up on stream. Hold on.
Well, even if it's just one use, it's viable.
Are we talking about an extended ragdoll jump or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
problem is it's so inconsistent.
Oh,
at
and
least
you
for
should
me.
talk about angle safe jump crouch floor shooting. That's a fun one.
Oh yeah, me and Fish found that one.
Nobody even knows about that. Yeah,
Nobody
that was
knows.
me and Tater for sure. Like I don't know, nobody knows it exists. I never see anyone use it. I
technically you
think
can
somebody
do it
used
without
once
saving.
when
I've
I
seen.
found it. Yeah, you can, but that doesn't make it as low. You,
But
you
it's
can do it with
basically
net
like
gun without
very,
saving.
very, very frame perfect, and you're not doing it basically ever.
No, if you do it without saving, it won't work with most guns because the blocks are too big, unless you use pyramid blocks. Because vertically they're shorter, I think.
I know you guys said you named it very complicated on purpose.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's very. It explains what it is. It's exactly what it says it is.
Well, we
So
could have
you-
named it something easier,
Oh,
but
yeah.
Angle
chose not
save.
to. We could have just called it angle
You
safe
jump-
floor shooting.
Maybe later, Buffo.
Yeah, you probably should have.
But that's no fun though.
But I think it's funny calling it.
I could have made
complex
this
because
new
it's-
level
it's
easier,
really
but here I am.
It's probably the most complex tech, other than like stuck door clip. That's very arbitrary, only useful in like one map, and only in very specific scenarios, and kind of when you're messing around and not being competitive.
It's useful in that one map for sure with the net. with
But
net gun,
essentially,
yeah,
you do an angle save, and then you jump, and flutter, and crouch, and grab the gun with the angle save, and it points the gun even further down because you're just fluttering.
Yep.
And you do a buffer shot. And right before you hit the ground, you'd buffer and pick it up.
A buffer shot's
and
when
it
you hold
shoots-
fire before picking up a
It's
weapon.
very far down. It points the gun very far down, and you can
What?
shoot through the floor with the longer guns.
It's all
Works
about
with net gun
how
like
ducking
combat.
sets the angle of the weapon.
Okay, apparently this
Must-
image doesn't want to show, but I was going to show an image of the Industrial 6 map where you use the extended ragdoll jumping, but that's not happening.
Isn't the one with the red boxes?
Yeah, well, no. It's the one with the present and the bazookas.
Oh,
So I don't think we
know that
explained
one.
extended ragdoll jumping either. If Tater, you want to take that one? 'cause I
Okay,
think I've been-
so extended ragdoll, it's really not that complicated. We explain ragdoll jumping. You ragdoll twice, and then you'll be a block above the ground, and then from that, you can jump higher, right? But extended ragdoll jumping, basically, it takes advantage of the fact that when you flinch, or when you're ragdolled and you hit a direction, you'll flinch in that direction ever so slightly. You'll just, like,
Yep.
nudge yourself on the ground. But it turns out you don't have to be on the ground to do that. So what you do is you ragdoll to get a ragdoll jump to get the extra 1 block of height. And then after you jump and you're moving upwards, you hit ragdoll again, and then you start flinching upwards, and you'll get extra height because it adds momentum after you jumped.
It has
yeah,
a
that lets you
velocity.
jump much higher than
It,
normal.
it's very spammy. You need to click. You need to press the button fast if you want to.
It's a lot of
bigger
frame perfect
difference.
inputs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you did it enough, you could probably get it semi-consistently.
There are people who are
check.
semi-consistent, and like I said, they do it on that industrial map where it's worth it at the start of the level.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
feel like there are a few maps you could use it for going around.
Maybe.
It might be slightly faster than the other way, but it's usually probably not worth it.
Oh yeah. Do we want to go to angle saving now?
Angle saving?
Yeah,
Ooh,
angle saving
wait.
was probably, I mean, aside from all the text that came from angle saving, was probably the most significant recent discovery.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I can
When
pull
was
up.
angle saving discovered? Good question.
When was angle saving discovered? I can tell you actually. It's pinned in
He's
QC
got his
meta.
date written down.
It was you who discovered.
Okay,
it,
so
right?
it turns out I wasn't the first one to find it, but I did recreate it
Right,
independently
but you
of the
found it
others.
yourself.
Yeah, I found it myself, but even though there was like some video that was buried that nobody knew about
I
that we
was the
found
first one to make it
after
public.
everyone else found it.
But they didn't know they were doing an angle save, didn't they? I thought like in
it was
the
some Russian video that no one could translate. They're like, we can
oh
use this.
that was saying angle save. Yeah, I remember Tater. You found out about it, if I remember correctly, because in the Duck Game trailer, in the video trailer on the Steam page, they do it. You were really confused when you saw it after watching it again or something like that. Some video
So
that you
did
saw
Landon
happen.
know there was an
Oh no,
angle
this is
save?
not working. Anyway, I was trying to show the clip, but it's not. There's ads everywhere. This is this is the clip that the first angle saving
Ads,
clip.
oh my god.
I know. I don't know how it's
all
this bad.
ads.
Can I crop
That's-
it?
But
Wait.
like, how would they know to do it though?
How do I crop thing?
Nice.
This is
Sell
it's just
out.
not even there anymore. There's just an ad over it. Okay, it's gone. Screw
Sell
it.
out, little.
We're monetizing this stream.
Sell out. Why? I don't know why GIF
There's a
cat
whole
is
bunch
so
of
bad.
really like non-useful text we've found. Very, very unuseful.
But yeah,
I
there
agree with
was.
There's probably tech that's not discovered yet. that's
There's definitely
useful.
tech. I mean, I don't know how much significant tech we have left, but there's definitely
Angle
small
saves were
things
most
that are
definitely
not discovered.
It's a
Well,
very
until-
strange.
When the next update comes out, something significant maybe.
Maybe
found.
yeah, that would be crazy if something
Think about
significant
it, that'd
came
be
out in the
great.
update. Talk about useless techs.
Oh, yeah, we have
nobody,
those. We have
They're so.
thousands of
Oh
those.
my gosh, table clipping.
Table clipping's fun.
Trombone clipping.
Oh yeah, if you have a trombone and you walk up to a wall, you can just throw the trombone through the wall. It's stupid.
It's because the angle of trombone is reset when you press the thing, so it makes it where it's possible where the main bit of the trombone is actually fall. So when you throw it, it just works.
Yeah, it's just super long.
You
I
can
wouldn't
you
say
can
that's
delete your
useless
virtual
because
shotgun and
technically-
That is useless. in
Technically,
normal
it is
gameplay.
possible to disarm someone through a wall. So
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
there
big
is
time.
a simple use.
Trombone.
Yeah, if you
you
get a
can-
trombone with a
you
red
can
box.
disarm people with ragdolling.
Yeah, you can.
oh,
I
yeah.
think
Wall
that's
by
useful.
at the wall.
I've actually used that. I disarmed someone in a 1v1 match, and I took their gun and shot with it. It happened.
It happened.
You
Alright.
can grab things to the tops of doors. Setup. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's real.
Yeah.
That's about it. Anything else with tech? Like what else do we have?
I mean, everything. There's just a ton
Clipping?
of
There's
really
just so
You
much.
ever talk about clipping?
we
Um,
can't even think of because it's just so arbitrary. We don't care, but we know we do.
Yeah.
Like weird box stuff.
You know
everywhere.
that? You know about the
Stuff
thing
like-
where if you throw an item, you can bounce it on your feet. Nobody knows about this, but some people know what I'm talking about.
I
I
think
know they
I've
do.
seen it
board
once.
clipping. Everything else, I don't know.
I don't
You
know.
already talked about clipping?
We
talked
talked
about
about
that?
clipping, yeah.
When was that
Yeah,
discovered?
I mean, there's a ton of clipping though, like pyramid light clipping and everything, all
yeah.
the dumb stuff that's there.
The amount of stuff that you can do in the lobby, like before the game even starts, is crazy. Like maybe like
Various amounts of clipping and other tech.
uh-huh.
The walls
Oh.
of a lobby are actually very.
Rivader has another great question.
Ooh, what is it?
Isn't there the
If
thing
if
where you
Landon
can't
had to
work-
rewrite the game from the ground up, what would you tell him to keep and what would you want him to get rid of?
Machine dart
That's a
guns.
hard question.
It is a really good question, yeah.
Machine dart guns. Get rid of
It's
them
a hard
immediately.
question to answer for me.
Get rid of machine dart guns. We don't
Because-
need them.
Oh, yeah.
No, add a dual mode where you can only use dueling pistols.
That would be cool. I actually like
The
that.
incredible amount
Oh,
of jankiness.
other hot potato mode where that's not my idea. Someone else came up with it.
I think
can't
these are
remember.
no offense, but these are bad ideas.
You are bad ideas.
No, listen.
Wow, okay.
Where
see
if you
how
hold
that
the gun
is.
for longer than like 10 seconds.
Oh, it
you
starts
have
to
to
heat
drop it.
up. Yeah, that's not really fun though, is it?
Depends. It's a
That's
good
not my
game.
idea.
It's not a good
Someone else
game.
thought of it. Let me check who was it.
Okay.
Oh, what about water pool meta?
Water pool meta? Are you wait? This
Oh,
is
yeah.
stuff where we're changing. This is not just stuff that like if you wanted to
Yeah, no,
remove
I-
something or keep something.
Useless tech earlier. I forgot about useless tech earlier though. That's
Oh,
important. for
okay. Oh
useless
yeah,
tech.
useless tech. You can make water pools after 5 minutes of
Illegal
spamming
in
quack.
tournaments. Using tournament banned.
It's not. I mean, I don't
Oh,
even think
no,
it would be banned
no.
in tournament, even though.
Banned.
What would I change? There's so much that's good that is
I
also
think-
bad at the same time. You know what I mean?
I think Landon stumbled upon.
Yeah,
greatness.
exactly.
That's my
I would
opinion.
want the netcode to be 500% better.
You'd be
Also, I wish
interesting
fire
if-
didn't exist, or it was reworked. Because fire is probably not.
Oh yeah, fire
Yeah.
is bad.
Fire
you
is
can remove
bad.
fire. You can just take it out.
It's very inconsistent. It never works in the netcode.
Dart guns are kind of weird. They could be better.
Visible fire.
I could live without them too.
With the burger hat, you can quack and it will make pools of water eventually.
Yeah, there's 3 hats. There's the burger hat, the eye bob hat, and the fridge that create
Yeah.
liquid if you
Wait, you
quack
can
really
make
fast.
water with those hats? I didn't know about that.
If you do it
Yeah.
enough, it's a very large amount of quacks in a good.
Like easily
correct area.
1,000 quacks.
Oh yeah, way over, way over.
Okay, I'm gonna record myself doing that and upload it to YouTube. Then.
The eye bob hat. No, this is secret meta.
Secret meta.
You cannot reveal.
Secret.
It's so secret we don't want people using it in tournaments because it's too OP.
Backward sword stab. Reloading bug.
I wish
was
swords were
reload-
reworked. I want swords to be the way
I
they
like
work in
swords.
Nidhogg. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be incredible.
That would
Duck
also
game
be
that you can
cool.
Nidhogg with
I should
swords.
have
you're
those.
saying-
Why don't we
You're
have
saying
those?
you're saying you don't want a pogo with swords?
I mean, you
What's
could.
wrong with
I don't.
I mean, they're cool, I guess.
I think
but, like,
maybe.
But think about
maybe
if it was
make it so
Nidhogg.
You can't. Maybe we should
I
make
think,
it so
yeah.
you can't hold
So-
a stab sword. Like it's too OP.
I need to add Nidhogg swords.
Just
to
you
no,
can
no,
stab,
without
but
that.
you can't keep it stabbed after you uncrouch.
I disagree. With stab swords and without stab swords, like if either player couldn't do one or the other, it's still the same battleground, and it's just stupid. Like either player just dies. If you run at each other, then both.
I mean,
teams
yes,
die.
But
Sword,
it doesn't. It's not necessary that both players have a sword.
What if Duck Game had
Yeah,
as
sure,
good
if they
net
do,
code
which
as
is
like a
weird.
game like competitively as CS:GO, etc. As an example.
Well, it'd be great, but it wouldn't happen. I think if
Right,
Lenny was
I
to
mean,
design the
he's
game
right.
from
I
the
mean, he's
ground
right.
up,
I'm correct.
he would have
like-
to design it to have better netcode. Because when you're writing your game, you want it to. There's certain things that you have to change if you know you're.
Also,
gonna
he
make
has
it
to
online.
keep some bugs because removing them.
Yeah,
anymore-
exactly. Like
either.
I wanted to keep like okay, if I had to make a list of 3 unintended features to keep, I think I would pick angles, ragdoll jumping, and then maybe angle saving or door clipping, one of those 2.
Angles for
Dual
sure.
wall shooting?
Like
Yeah, I can get behind that. Wall shooting is not intentional and it breaks. a lot
at
of
least
games.
like door and glass clipping. I want those. Don't get rid of them, please.
If you had to pick 3 things, 3 bugs
Angles.
to keep, all the bugs are getting fixed. Which ones do you pick?
I'd say angles,
Angles.
wall
number one.
shooting, and probably ragdoll jump.
Wall
Uh-huh.
shots are also really good because like that's technically kind of a bug.
I definitely.
It's definitely
consider
a
it
bug.
You
Yeah,
are
It's more of an
definitely a
oversight
bug.
than a bug,
You
I
are
guess.
technically kind of a but
It didn't used to exist.
Yeah. So it's a
Yes,
bug.
it did. I don't know.
It just
It
didn't
did
work as well.
exist.
Um,
It didn't work as well. It gave you weird angles, but you could still
Yeah.
shoot through the walls.
Okay, fine. I guess it did used to exist.
I seen a question in chat earlier. It said, "What gun do you hate the most?"
I think we kind of
Bad
talked
gun.
about that, but
Did
I guess
you?
we'll talk
Are you
about it
having-
again.
I might have missed that. Continue.
Worst gun.
Mag gun.
The chain dart gun.
Chain dart gun.
It's pointless at that. It does nothing.
It's
I don't
pretty
know.
bad.
It's
You spelled
What
words.
do you mean?
already.
It sets
I got
people
it,
on
it's fine.
fire. I think
Yeah.
it's cool.
Earthworm Jim gun
Yes.
also pretty bad.
Fire is
Runner
stupid.
up.
Earthworm Jim. No, it's not a bad. I think it's
No,
a
that's
people
not bad.
I-
Flamethrower,
That's not
definitely
even like it.
flamethrower for
Just
me.
don't hold
Earthworm
down
Jim
with
gun?
it, dude.
on the map
Right,
where
it-
there's
it
only
actually
Earthworm
is-
Jim guns. It's pretty fun. I like that map a lot.
Well, yeah, but like on that map it's
The gun
fine. But like on
itself
other
has-
maps.
No. I
Mag
still did.
guns
I mean,
stink.
when you get it from random boxes, sure, but that's because you have random boxes on Noob. But the thing is, the spread with it is mostly consistent, and you can like gain height by using
I feel
spamming
like
down
it just
angles.
removes some fun from
Really
other
impressive.
weapons.
I think
Definitely has
he
a
should
lot of skill
probably
with
he should probably minimize RNG, like not like no bullet spread, but
Oh, I
maybe
totally agree with you. I wish Ragdoll RNG didn't exist.
Okay, so
minimize random boxes and presents. Like
I've seen RNG from code side, so like I can tell you, that game is filled with R. You guys know already.
Yeah, we know.
Like-
Yeah, sure.
Do you want
aware.
like shotguns to shoot at a consistent range, like all weapons, consistent range, like
Yeah,
Yeah.
range variation shouldn't exist. That's a stupid mechanic.
so. Range variation shouldn't exist. Hmm.
What?
But
we're
like
just gonna
random
have-
boxes
we're just
are
gonna have
random, or
bullets
you
shoot
Random
gotta
at
boxes
each
are
other.
okay, but also there should be a mode to turn off the bad things from random boxes. Like you should be able to minimize the pool of guns that they come out of.
Hmm.
That
We
comes
could
out
do
of
that.
it, you know.
Just remove the map where it's just 4 random boxes. It's
Oh yeah, that map's pretty good.
That one's pretty
That
tight, yeah.
map's fun.
It's fun, but it's like bad for competitive because like competitive people play competitively.
and
Well,
also
in
I hate
in
the
a
map.
way,
I hate the map
in
where
a
it's
way, it can show how skillful you are, right?
I feel like box camping isn't a skill. I'm gonna be real.
Fish.
I wish. Oh, listen. I wish rocks were to be destroyed, but like not as easy as crates.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
just,
yeah,
like,
yeah. I totally
more
agree. I
good.
wish they were like 3 times harder to destroy than boxes, but they
I
could
would
still
say
be
But it's
four.
just destroyable, like not like bedrock. It's just
Five.
It's
Five
stupid.
times harder to destroy.
destroyed. 6? Do I hear 6 times?
105.
That would
Rocks
still be better
secretly
than what
have
we
health values. No, they don't. Armor
Ducks
has health
have
values. People don't know that. Armor has health values, boys.
yeah.
Wait,
Chainsaws. When
Ducks
when the
secretly have
chainsaw map.
health values. That's why we tank shots randomly.
You know, you know, you know how
That's the
chainsaws when
beauty
you're
of
playing with chainsaw and armor, it looks like RNG whoever wins, but Dan said it's
No,
not because
not
of health
actually.
values of the armor.
Yeah,
But it's not
armor-
obvious. The
health
armor should
values.
deteriorate.
It does.
once.
Armor health just goes back up.
No, but it
People
should
get hit
have.
by,
There
like,
should be a
chainsaws
visual
or, like,
or
swords.
something.
It cuts away the armor health.
Yeah.
The complexity of arbitrary random stuff and bugginess that applies in RNG in Duck Game creates it for me. Like without all that stuff, I don't think I would play it as much.
Like
Um,
I always love
because
it's.
it's just-
It's good at. I love it. I
I
love
think if
RNG.
Duck Game were 100% consistent, although that'd definitely be a good thing, and the netcode wouldn't be consistent.
Oh
That's
man, there aren't any servers on.
Maybe
Duck
if we
Game.
had like a consistent mode in Duck Game that is consistent, we had the regular.
it wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be
Like
the
we
same.
had consistent mode for like tournaments, but then we have like random mode for just like nah. We
I
don't
think
need
that bullet
don't- I
spread
don't think
can totally stay.
The game would be as fun as if it was like 100% consistent. Because you know, for example, combat shotgun spread. You know that map where it's like 5 combat shotguns and 2 helmets in the middle. You know that one. So
Right.
like,
Yeah, that one.
if you combat shotgun spread, it will be. I feel like it's fun that sometimes you can survive it. Like it can hit the helmet, and if it was consistent every time, that wouldn't happen, and that's not as fun, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think the inconsistency causes a ton of risk and reward. And what ends up happening is like with nades. Nades are a great example of the random bullet spread with nades. And sometimes it just blows up very close to you and you live. And you're like, whoa, because the
Yeah.
bullet spread happened to not hit you. You're like, I'm awesome at this. I definitely saw that coming and reacted. And it wouldn't be the same without that. If you always died if you were within a closer range.
Hey, Rivotter, once again with the great
Yes,
question.
Rivotter, you are literally the life of stream.
Duck Game lore. What should the lore be?
we
or
should make.
What do you
lore.
think the lore
We
is?
know
can
the
make our
lore.
We
own
know the
lore.
lore now. Yeah, he
Yeah,
talked about
we
it,
can make
but
our
I still
own
think we should
lore.
talk about it.
So what I took
I
from
should
this.
write it. Instead of just making levels, I should just write lore.
No, I might have mangled it a bit because it was a lot of clustered sentences from Landon.
Yeah, Landon,
but-
he just went off. I asked the question. I was like, "What Duck Game lore do we not know?" And he's like, "I don't think there's that much." And then he talked about it for 10
Yeah.
minutes.
He just talked about like his early development thoughts. What do you
Wait. Like, remember the beta bot we had where we just typed beta? It would just give
Oh,
us
yeah,
random
yeah,
quotes
yeah.
from Landon.
Sure.
Oh, that was.
We could just make Landon God, and when he comes down, he just says that shit.
Like,
Okay.
it's weird hearing Landon's opinion, I suppose.
I mean, when we say Duck Game lore, we're saying it in a very funny way. It's not like to be taken serious.
Yeah,
Tater, how about you quote what Landon said?
I
'Cause you have
don't. I
good-
don't remember
wait,
exactly, but I'll tell you.
I know a lot of the things
Just
he
one
said.
simple sentence about the lore.
So
Mutant
basically,
ducks
Okay.
in 1983. In
Okay, so-
space.
all of Duck Game
1984.
outside of the rock throw fight each other.
you're cutting out a little bit, Dan.
The year is
Go ahead.
1984. When they're fighting each other, they're in like a virtual world and they're training to be used for military purpose. And when they're like throwing the rocks, they're in the real world, and that's like they're also competing, and people are watching them, and like the best ducks, they go off to fight for the military, to be used as weapons.
Wait, are you quoting London?
Yes.
That's
That's
kind
what
of
he
what
said. He said that outside of the dome that you throw the rocks is a post-apocalyptic world.
Yeah, the world is in havoc.
Yeah.
In the current reality in 1984.
He also never explained where the humans went.
I guess they're using the ducks to fight. I mean, they still exist.
Yeah, are they?
duck-
Is
the
that
ducks
what
take
that's?
them all.
I don't
I'm
think
not
you
sure.
said that.
I'm not entirely sure.
Okay.
There is a recording of the stream out there, so we
Yeah.
could rewatch it.
It's somewhere.
It's somewhere.
Do you guys want to
Oh
get
wait,
a game
I
going?
think it is. I can send a link. I can find it.
Okay.
I don't think we're gonna watch it now.
Oh,
Oh no,
also,
I'm just gonna send it so people can look at it.
Ornish wanted to be pulled up. He said that earlier. I don't know how you. Yeah, whatever. He's in Game 0. By
It's
the
in
way,
Duckcember discussion.
Well, we should move him to game 1.
Game 1. Lol.
Just
Moves
move him
up
to game
1. What would I want Duck Game Lore to be? It's pretty good already, I think. I think I liked it. Duck Game Lore is pretty cool.
I wish there was lore behind the challenge arcade.
I mean,
There's
yeah,
more
it would be
training.
cool to hear some.
Yeah.
We don't get no chance to
We we should
Sure.
use QC Arcade to do the lore.
We need to see a picture of Chansey, but in the real world with like battle armor and stuff, like
Oh my
like suited
God.
up,
No.
like Final Duck style, like super muscular Scar, like fucking war veteran Chansey.
Chansey is the final boss of QC
Chansey's the
Arcade.
final boss of Duck Game. Yes, that's what we need. Why don't we
So
have
the
the?
arcade is clearly different. I don't know how it doesn't seem to tie into the multiplayer, but the arcade is just a chance he runs the arcade. You go play games. He thinks you're cool. He gives you tickets.
No, maybe it's where the duck can train by itself for the battles.
It definitely could be.
Hmm.
There's a rainbow. That's a thing.
Yeah, the rainbow lore. It only
Rainbow
appears on
lore.
one day. It's just a special day. Nothing else to
Yeah,
it.
he kind of dodged that question.
Someone died that day.
I really thought something happened that day.
Something
He was like,
sad
"Hey,
happened to Landon that day.
He was like, I want to make it a special day that just happens once a year. And that was all he said.
Yeah.
It was someone
thought it
died
was-
that day. Landon won't tell us. A big secret. Someone
Or
did.
it's his birthday. It's his birthday.
If
He didn't wanna
if
say
it was his birth, I don't think you would do that though, because if you're making a game, you don't put that in as your birthday. You put it as someone else's birthday.
His birthday's in there, I think.
Is it?
I'll look later. It's not now. No, not for the stream. No,
Okay.
sorry guys.
Oh, sorry.
You don't
All
know
right. Let's move
It's
on.
in there.
New topic.
New
Let me
topic.
go back
topic.
see what we have.
You have your own list, right? What do you
Yeah,
have?
I'm just looking at the things people posted in the Discord chat when I asked for it.
Ooh, that's a good question, River Otter.
Again, he posted.
Bruh.
If the
Bruh.
duck, what animal would it be if it wasn't a duck? Oh,
Turkeys.
Harry the platypus.
Everyone knows
Saw.
Goose Game, best game. Goose Game. Goose
I
Game.
think it can be really anything. I mean, you guys saw the custom skin mods. People have made a lot of.
Yes. It should be an
It's like that
anteater,
mod.
everyone. Anteater
No.
game. Let's go.
It all looks great. It all works fine. I'm gonna pull up the workshop and just list some stuff people have made. Like I think any animal really is suitable. But ducks are
Apes,
just
apes.
I feel
or
like
monkeys.
people would be
Apes.
weird though. People would be weird.
so. That goes to
Real people would be weird. It should just be Morgan Freeman. Oh, just 4 Morgan Freemans.
we should talk about the
Different
history of
color
like
Morgan.
QC events.
That's a good history of QC events. What happened there?
We've had a lot of QC events.
Kirby, Splatoon, Rocks, Yoshi's. I guess these are all copyrighted. Not exactly animal, but
I mean, yeah, but
dogs, goats. Goats.
When did QC start doing events, Tater?
I mean, I guess it's probably been doing it forever, but I didn't join. I don't
You gotta
know.
call Phantom in here?
Phantom. I tried to get Phantom in here. I really wish he could have explained or talked about.
Oh yeah.
When he made
Do we have
QC.
anyone that old? We get
Fish is
Link?
definitely the oldest here.
Fish. History of QC events.
Well, I can tell you them because I did all of them, but
Phantom made QC. He didn't mean for it to be a big organization. It was just sort of a, like here's a list of people who I know who are good at duck games, so I can play them and hang out and have like a little public.
here I'm just gonna try and do
or a little
this.
private. And eventually just kept growing, and we had the whole application process and
Does this
stuff,
work?
and it became what it is now over a lot of years.
How come-
Tater, why are you a potato?
I'm trying to get a display capture so that I can show people the old event logs or something.
Because he's Irish.
Are you Irish, Tater?
Huh?
Are you
Am I?
Irish?
Kind of.
Same.
I
But
was
why
right.
aren't you a potato? Why potato?
Oh,
Why are you a Daniel? Why are you a Daniel?
there is a story behind that, but I don't know if I want to go into it. It's not related
There
to
also
Duck
is a
Game.
story behind Uncle Spoon, but that's not Dog Game related, so no.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah,
Someone-
it's all personal. Like, it has
Someone in the
nothing-
chat asked why we were our images.
Oh, I have a friend made me this image, and I've kept it ever since.
The image, my Discord profile picture is a GIF of me using a hammer.
Oh, that's
Oh,
you?
that's
I thought that was
I
like.
didn't know that was you.
Okay.
No, that's me.
It does look like a
Although-
hammer now.
I
Oh.
used to have my profile picture as Captain Meridian from VVVVVV. But when Duck
You
Game,
missed
when
a
I started
V.
playing Duck Game, no, it's 6. I said VVVVVV.
You missed one again.
I did
It's
not.
not-
It is 6. I said VVVVVV.
That's
you-
5.
You keep missing V's, bro. You gotta stop.
It's cutting out one of them if I am. I am
Oh,
saying
No,
okay.
just say WWW.
Anyways, anyways,
www.
so my profile picture wasn't the fish until I started playing Duck Game. That was actually my first hat, and also the hat I still use most frequently. I'm really proud of it. It's really simple, but it's just a little fish, and I
But
like
why
it.
a fish though?
It's well, so I mean,
Because
my
he
username
likes
already was
fish.
Virtual Fishbowl, and that was from I played Terraria,
Hmm.
and I like the fishbowl hat, and then I just kind of made up that name. 'cause
So
I
it's
needed it.
Terraria's fault.
Yeah.
God damn it.
On my
God
other hat,
damn
like
it.
the one I use, the other profile picture I have, like not Nitro. I was doodling in class, and I just made a bent spoon, and I thought, wow, that looks cool. And then I made it in Paint.net, and that's where it came from.
Rivato had a question. If you could ask Landon one thing, what would it be? I think we
We
kind of
did
did
most
that.
of this in
yeah.
Landon's stream. But
Why?
why was a big question? Yeah.
Just ask why.
Just ask why. I asked about a whole bunch of various game mode types. It was a whole fun thing. What questions we asked? I don't know. We kind of did that.
Put it as just ask Landon. Oh, never mind. Okay, that fits.
It's hard to get it to fit, and I don't
Well,
want to
thanks to
resize
River
it.
Otter, Landon did that stream, so we got most of them
Yeah,
answered.
thanks to Rivato, we did get most of the questions, like the lore thing.
I'm not missing many. Like, survival mode was supposed to be. Yeah, God, my mic's the best. Survival mode was supposed to be versus an onslaught of ducks. There we go.
I'd probably ask him if he's gonna make a Duck Game 2. It's just a yes or no question. Will you make Duck Game 2? If he says yes, then
I think he
it's
said that it wasn't on the table, quote unquote.
I don't remember. I think we
What?
talked about Duck Game open source, which would be cool, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
I would ask him what his day job is, because we have no idea. So
Yeah,
Oh
that was a
yeah,
good
I
question.
forgot. We
I
forgot to
ask.
ask that. Well, like, what
forgot to
does he
ask.
do all day? Like, what's
What do
his
you
day
do
to day?
for a living?
Because I don't think he's a full-time. He's obviously not a full-time developer. Otherwise, Duck Game would.
No,
Be
I don't think
popular.
he made enough money off Duck Game
a
to.
lot more. But, I mean, he definitely made a lot
He
of money.
might
Duck
have.
Game had-
Yeah, a lot, but not enough.
I mean, it's in the millions in terms of revenue sales,
Right.
but I don't
But
know
a lot
what
of-
his Adult Swim cut was.
Yeah.
Not to mention, like, he had to have done something before Duck Game. He didn't expect it to make as much as it did. It's
Well, he
Adult Swim.
developed. He did music for some other games, right?
Yeah, he definitely did
He's,
music. for Duck Game before
he's
Duck
made all the music in Duck Game.
Yeah, he made all the music for Duck Game, and he made the music for some other games, for Super Puzzle Platformer Deluxe, and I think he did Kingsway too, but I'm not sure about that one. I think he said maybe he just worked with it with another guy. But either way, he did something for Kingsway.
I think he does a lot of things.
why does
He
this
can make
happen?
art like pixel art and
The-
coding
yeah.
and stuff.
Sorry, I'm trying to. I don't know.
No, you're good. The main reason, I would enjoy Duck Game open source would be because we could slowly fix all of Duck Game,
Mm-hmm.
and
Fix it all. It's
yeah.
just all.
Technically we can access all the code right now, but some of the code isn't exactly the same as it is in open. So it'd be just I want to give me.
Do you think you could just use push to talk so that your mic doesn't cut out?
It's so I'm not. It's my mic's being funny.
I don't know. It's fine when you did that, but
It's being funny. Boop,
all right,
boop.
let's move on. We need another topic.
Just
You have a lot of
smashing these topics.
Smash these. Oh, I was gonna
I
talk
don't-
about QC events, but then I couldn't pull the thing up, so I'll just talk about them anyway. The first QC event that we did was when was this? I can definitely get a date for this. Hold on.
Of course you.
Okay. It was QC Cruise. QC Cruise was basically the first attempt at like a we had 4 crews was the idea. And the crew, it was a failure, by the way. I'm telling you this now. QC Cruise, here it is. When was this? That would have been okay. So that says November 2017. There were 4 crews. There was my crew, the crew that Rep had. I think did Fish have? Did you have a crew or are you on mine?
I think I was on yours. I
Okay,
don't
so then
know.
there was, I think that White Ink had one, and it was somebody else. Maybe it was Carl. I don't know. But then the idea was that we'd do crew battles, but at the time we didn't have any way to do crew battles, so it was kind of just like 2v2s in a
Shout out to
weird way.
crew events coming up.
Oh yeah, we're very excited for that. That was the goal. Is Dan made this crew battle mod. You guys will see it
Hi there.
this Saturday. or
Next week,
Saturday.
actually,
Next
in
week,
a
yeah.
week.
What's up?
It's gonna be awesome.
After the podcast,
okay.
we're planning to do.
Yeah,
with
we're doing testing for his
Yeah?
Infinity Player mod.
Well, 100 player, I guess now.
It's Infinity. Yeah,
Bro, what?
100 player. It's
Yep.
so weird.
It's a mod that lets you
Fido-
have 100 people.
Fido's profile picture just disappeared for some reason.
He
What?
said it to be like that.
Oh, he said it to be like that?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Usually
That's-
if I
it did the
usually
same
if I
for me.
type in usually if I put a message in Discord, it comes back.
Anyone who's not too annoying can join
The fuck there.
after podcast over.
Alright, so the
Thanks.
next one, would it have been ranked? Did we do ranked after that?
Oh, rank bot. Yeah, I don't know the history of that.
So ranked was a thing that we did for 5 seasons. It was basically just a 1v1 ladder based off this Google sheet. Fish remembers this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It worked pretty well actually. It was really popular for
It
periods
was
of
it
time.
was lively for a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never did it too much because
Basically everyone farmed off Duffy.
well, yeah. What turns out it was rigged. It was basically whoever played the most was first, and that was kind of how it worked.
Yeah,
'Cause you could-
there were issues with it.
I
but
tried it. I played against Beast Snelly one time. It was so laggy. I never did it again.
Well, that has nothing to do with the. It's
Still.
just duck game.
Talk
It's
about the
related
fact
to the
QC lets
event.
anyone.
So that happened. We did that for a long time. That's probably like a year of that. We kept improving it. At one point, we added 2v2 support, and then that happened. And then there were 3 2v2 games in all of history. So that was definitely worth all the
Wow.
time I spent on that.
That's amazing. 3.
3, I know, right?
Good
That's
numbers.
like more than 2.
Oh, it's so amazing.
It's almost greater than 1.
After ranked was when I think we started the weekly tournaments, or it took a while actually. We took probably a 5-month break, and then would have been last summer or the summer before that we started. I think it was the summer before that. The end of the summer, I started hosting 1v1 tournaments every week. I wonder what number we're up to now. 38. So that's 38 weeks plus all the ones that weren't 1v1, so 2v2. So it was at least a year ago.
QC tournament.
No, I think it's
And
almost.
those
a
were
year
the
ago.
first tournaments that happened since FWF.
No, that's not true.
Well-
QC did hold tournaments. They were just very far and wide.
Yeah,
like,
they were
what,
just
every
very sporadic.
4 months or something.
Yeah,
I won
yeah,
one
yeah.
of them, just so you know. It had like 38
Okay.
people or something. I won.
I'm not doubting you.
I used to be good.
I'm not doubting you,
What
but
do
I'm
you
kind of
mean?
doubting you.
You're
No,
still good.
Fish, you really used to be one of the best players. He was top 3, top 5 at least.
Top 3.
Back
The best
during-
player when I was coming up
was who?
Carl.
for Unlock.
You
coming
say
up.
Unlock? You're cutting out.
The best player when I was coming up was considered to be Tanagram or Unluck.
I think
Yeah,
that's still considered
There
the
was a
best.
time. Tanagram was the number 1
Yeah,
for a long
was.
time.
That was
Um,
ranked bot era.
Yeah, during ranked bot. Yeah, exactly. During ranked bot era, he was uncontested because nobody could contest his stats.
Too strong.
There's a classic meme.
Oh, I wish I could show the memes, but nothing is being able to display it for some reason. I don't know. It just won't
Figure
update during the
it out.
stream.
What does it
Give it
say?
up Telegram, I have the high
It's just
ping.
black. Every time I try and do a window capture or a game capture or an image capture, it just doesn't work.
There's a meme about Tangram and the ranked bot. Let me see if I can find it. It's in the best of QC.
Oh yeah, he was first place. I remember what it was. It said having 1337 as your score or beating everybody in QC.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
It's a tough decision.
it's a tough decision, right? Rivater had a question. I don't know how we'll be able to answer this, but it said, "What are your favorite moments in Duck Game?" But I don't know if I can think of specific
I
times.
can answer that.
Okay.
So when I started playing Duck Game, it was me and my friend from high school. We had no intention of playing competitively or anything. We just thought it looked really cool, and it'd be fun for us to both buy it and just play each other and play online and stuff. And I legitimately I remember having, and it's nostalgia kind of, but the most fun learning the game back when it wasn't competitive, back when you didn't know about all this stupid tech and you just did random stuff and messed around and it was a good time. I think that was when I don't know, Duck Game was its best for me. Obviously, it's still something now, but it's very different from that sort of experience that it was intended for.
Hmm.
I'd say mine is probably like this summer when I just got like more involved in the community. I was with Dan and a few others in VC. I was staying up late at night that summer just playing the game and having fun with friends. That
Oh
was just
man, I can't
really
count the
fun.
number of times I've been up until like 2 a.m. in voice chat
Ugh.
playing Duck Game.
It's 2:40 a.m. for me now.
Oh yeah,
Like,
so you get to
man.
add one to that number.
Every time I get a thank you for making one of my mods, that feels great. Like, really good. Like, I don't know, there's a whole bunch. Like, the first time when I got into QC was cool.
Hmm.
Like, I don't know, that game's fun. When you hit your first, like, really, really good, like, sliding net shot, like, the net goes across the ground with the ceiling tiles,
Oh,
I always
I
love
think
those.
everybody. I mean, maybe you don't remember it, but everybody remembers the feeling when they got their first angle kill. Do you agree with me?
Ah, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
I don't remember.
You don't. I mean, yes, but like, I don't know. I don't remember
was 5 years ago.
specifically when it happened, but I remember being really excited about it.
I think my
What-
first angle kill was actually in my first attempt
What
to get
about
into
when you
QC
break
against
like a really
Burger.
close tie?
I got like my first angle. One.
What?
I remember that because of that. I think.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Is there anything else we can talk about? Oh, wow! It's already been an hour and 6 minutes. It felt fast.
It did really, man, it didn't feel like a minute had gone by. We're just going through
Feels like
it.
we had just started.
Yeah, it does feel like that.
Is there anything else we can talk about? Do we want to talk about?
Maybe
Every
the
time I
future
see
of
a
the
mod
future of
getting
Duck Game.
Oh
crashed,
yeah, the
that's fun.
future.
That's
What
a
are we?
good
What are we
time.
expecting? Fish, do you
Same
want
old
to talk about the
update.
thing? The thing, you know?
Update.
What
Update.
thing? What was it?
The future
Oh,
of Duck
stick
Game.
fight.
No, no, no.
Oh, that's
the-
never
My
coming.
stick fight is bad and we hate it.
Oh, do we want
was
to
there
talk about similar games? I don't know. Yeah, we could talk about that.
Retimed? No,
Oh,
there
no,
was another.
someone asked a really good question. Who are your top 3 favorite players?
Oh no. No,
it's
don't.
not-
Don't
I feel
answer
like
that
it will be
question. I
getting
think it's a good
something.
question.
Carl
very-
was awesome.
I
To
mean,
play
Carl,
with or,
he
like,
doesn't play Duck Game
talk to?
anymore,
There's
but
a
I still talk to him.
difference.
He's a funny guy. I don't know.
I can
Okay,
tell you
I have
my top
many
3
friends,
favorites.
so I'm not gonna answer that. Someone's gonna be mad at me.
I mean, we're not
Uh,
saying the top 3 players, just your favorite players. Not they don't have to be the best.
I like So a lot. I feel like I like So. So is great. He's still here, maybe.
Mhm.
I like you, Tater. Tater's cool.
Cool.
Not to play
Thanks.
with. No. He's horribly too well. Let's see. Who else we got? I don't know. It's other people.
Hi.
I
Hello.
think for me, because I used to watch every tournament. When I streamed every tournament, I had to watch all the tournaments. So my favorite players were definitely Unluck,
Thank you.
Padvik, and probably Jadex more recently. I really like watching Jadex
I
play.
also like So's pretty good. Yeah, he's my third.
There's a lot of very old, or not very old, but older players who don't play anymore. But I remember enjoying playing.
If I could
Zad-
pick, I mean, I definitely pick Rapidio if he still played easily. But
Rapidio, yeah, back when he played, it was a good time when he played with Rapidio.
He was like the best,
Yeah, he was really good
Yeah.
at
or
it.
one
too.
of the best.
I definitely considered him the best at one point in time. JLab too.
JLab never
was,
played though. I never played JLab when he was good. I don't know.
He did, and he was good, but
Yeah,
it was
was-
just like old
The
Duckcember.
JLab beat Rapidio one
And-
time.
When everyone started shooting, like I don't know, I forget what tech, everything, clipping through walls. When people started clipping at all, like he stopped playing. He didn't like that. It was old Duck game when he was good. And KQT, not necessarily that old of a player, but I remember when I first started playing him, I enjoyed the sort of
KQT
stuff he would
was
do.
really
He
cool.
manipulated fire and like took advantage of a lot of positionings that a lot of other players didn't at the time.
Do we want to talk about what were the future, like we said before?
The future of Duck Game.
Yeah. Does it have a
Did we
future?
say before?
Hopefully I
Weekly
get good at
tournaments
it.
every week.
I don't know. It's the same.
the
Nothing's
same?
changed in the past 4 years, has it?
Yeah, it has. What do you mean?
Years. I mean, 2 years. I don't know.
I mean,
How
we've
far
had
back?
like a different thing. There's been either a different community or a different organization or a different event, probably like once every 3 months for the past 4 years.
Is there gonna be a Duckcember 2 next year?
Yes,
Maybe?
yeah.
Yeah, I
believe
think probably, yeah.
it's definitely something I am strongly advocating to do yearly.
If we're still here
as a
next year, then
powers
we're gonna
play.
do it again, regardless of the circumstances.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a good tradition. We got a lot out of it this year, and I'd love to see it next year.
And it's not over yet. There's one more.
No, there's still another
one
week.
more
The
day.
last
Yeah,
week is
there's-
gonna be so hyped too.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
I
I'd
I-
argue
I-
last
I-
week is gonna be the
I-
best.
What was I saying? Other organizations. What was it?
There was
Duck
only
Pond,
2. Oh yeah, I guess so.
Ducks Rampage, Featherwolf Fly. Ducks Rampage was something else.
Oh yeah, we could have
Quackout.
talked the entire time about Ducks Rampage, but we're not gonna do
Oh,
that.
Quack-
and for
Quackout
South
was a
American
thing.
players-
Yeah,
South
Quack.
American players have
Zero quacks
stuff.
given.
I often
Opinions?
feel like
Bag Nation.
so we didn't talk too much about the origins of QC,
Okay.
And I don't
guess
really
so much
remember
for
too
this
much.
topic.
but just thinking about it now, like it's not exactly like everyone orientated. It has cocaine in the name.
No, yeah, you're right. We
So,
definitely.
but, like, people kind of become mute to it, and it's not like it's terrible, but it's not necessarily
ideal.
Yeah, so often I kind of wish we had a.
I mean, it's
name, but-
definitely too late now.
yeah.
It definitely used to not be what it is right now. It used to be.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like a funny friend group of people.
It was used to be. I mean, I guess it kind of still is because it used to be, but
I
it
mean,
used to be only
It
invite
has a
only.
very large public sector and the
Yeah.
private
It's
sector.
very rare that someone joins and they become like a significant part of the community.
Before,
The
like
most active
before, it
players are
was.
still like
Um,
close friends group, but it's open.
Yeah. Before it was just a group it was kind of like a side group to Quackout and FWF where all the good players would hang out, basically.
Yeah.
And
For sure.
you could have QC in your tag, and then if QC won the tournament, it felt like you were winning the tournament.
yeah. Right on.
And now QC is like the only group.
Yeah, now QC is not. It's not really a clan anymore so much as it is like
Gang.
FWF was Feathers Will Fly. They hosted probably, I don't know, 50, 60. I don't know how many tournaments they hosted, but
A few.
It was
A lot.
impressive. Shoutouts to
to
Lucid
Luton-
Inertia. He
yeah,
did a great thing for the community when he was active.
yeah, he definitely would not. I don't think QC would be here today if Lucid.
Yeah,
was
he
here.
definitely kept it running for like that whole year and a half, 2 year area
Yeah.
or whatever it was. He was the sole, duck game manager, the one that ran the community.
All right.
Oh, we could talk about future tournaments that we can have, like as weeklies.
Yeah, I want to
We
do
can
after we do this
go
crew
first
battle
and-
this Saturday. I want to do that more. Because I mean, I guess it depends how it goes, but in theory, it should be a great format if we can get it to
I
work
think it's
well.
gonna be a lot
In
less chaotic
theory.
than 4v4, so it's gonna be more fun in my opinion.
It'll be more fun. I want to do QC Cruise 2, where we use this mod instead of bad, and have the thing about QC Cruise. The first time, the reason it didn't work is because it was too unstructured. It was literally just like, all right, now go play games. Find just pick a time, whenever. And
Need
that doesn't
structure
work.
in game.
Wait, Dan, is is Cruise mode gonna be compatible with Infinite Player mode?
Oh,
Well.
I don't think so. No, it's not. Will it?
I don't think that's important.
Oopsie, my bad. Sorry. No, no. If you want to code that, yeah, you can have it.
Tater, do you remember the
no, I can't
stories
code.
behind how your hats were made? Yeah, I can tell you how I made my hats. It was really easy. I googled potato, and then and then I copy pasted it into Photoshop. I scaled it down, and then I put I didn't even a long time ago. I didn't used to have the black border around it. I just had it.
And a smile.
It was really bad. And then to make the quack one, I just rotated it 90 degrees and put a face on it.
No. Stop, please.
The cookie hat was the same thing. I googled cookie, I put it in the Photoshop, I scaled it down, and then I put a face on it.
Someone
Mine-
asked me to make
mine-
a hat like based off Whiting dog thing, and I made it and I liked it so much I just kept it and kept using it.
Oh,
I've
It's
never
a
given
dog
Whiting
Undertale.
yet.
Oh,
Mine was
back
probably-
when Undertale was like really popular, I made a muffin hat and then started using it, and everyone thought it was chowder.
oh yeah, I did used to think that was chowder.
I don't remember it. I don't remember your hat.
Oh, you'll
Mine-
remember when you see it.
I must have seen it at some point, but I probably just didn't even care what it was. It was just...
I don't know. I
just
feel
thought,
really bad
okay,
whenever
spoon? How do I make a hat that's connected to spoon? Like how
Spoon?
do I make that a hat? And I just thought, okay,
Uncle Spoon.
yeah, I can just put a spoon on the duck's head. And that's what I did. I actually used like how does it like the pan's hat? You know the hat that's like a not a frying pan, but I don't know what's the word, but I think you can get which one it is. And then I just made it like I sort of drew over it to be a spoon, and yeah, it's a spoon. That's easy as that. 'Cause I thought it should have something to do with my nickname, and it does.
That's cool. I feel really bad whenever someone compliments my hat because I know how little effort went into it.
It used to have that white border too. It was
Yeah,
so
you
much rough.
remember that. It was so much worse.
And the hat was all just like pure black.
Yeah. That was awful. Oh, do you remember when we were playing with that like the black rectangle just for fun?
Oh,
we
yeah.
We all made
Hype.
a hat that was just
That was me. I still have that hat.
yeah.
That
I
was-
think I
Oh.
definitely still have it.
Couldn't you guys like hide behind it and you?
Yeah, you
couldn't
could
see
hide
it?
behind it. It was so bad.
yeah, in
On the
custom
space maps, the background is black, so you can't see it at all. It's like actually invisible.
Wait, I should make that a thing. I'm gonna make a black.
No,
hat.
it's banned. Don't.
No,
It's
that's
already-
banned. Banned from tournaments. Banned.
Yeah,
no,
it's
not
definitely-
into just in casual.
I mean, we do it in
Still-
casual.
yeah.
So it's
What if it's a white box, but then it turns black when you quack?
It's definitely
Oh.
very fun to go online with random people with it, because if they turn on online maps or custom maps, as soon as they do, you just equip it and you're just like, yeah, I'm doing this. You go and find a black part of the background and you go and completely incognito.
And
No,
then
it
they say hacks. You hacking.
No, they don't say hacks. I mean, sure, somebody does, but I think that's just the thing.
Zero hacks
Or
here.
then you bring
Go
a gun with
away.
you, and when they're looking for you, you shoot them from nothing and win. It's like they kick you because that hat is stupid. They know what's happening. It's pretty obvious when they see the giant black square on their screen.
Yeah, you spawn every game with the giant black square, and they're like, where'd you go?
Any more
They said,
questions?
were you always a good player?
Obviously
No.
not.
No.
Yes, I've always been ducking God. I don't know what you're talking
Yes, the first hour I sat down, I was like, I guess I'm a top player, right? This is how I want to play the game.
The first thing is when I bought the game with friends, because I have so much experience, so much more experience than them in
Fish,
platformers.
I'll DM you the
I
head I'm
played-
talking
I
about.
played, I played better than them, and I thought, wow, I'm pretty good at this game. Then I went into a
This
random
one.
match, saw all the angles, I'm like, okay, I suck.
I had to practice
Yeah,
angling
it's not
continuously
chowder.
to get it, and it took me a while.
Yeah, I made a map specifically for practicing angles, which
Yeah,
is 2 years.
same.
Oh, right. We were going to talk about similar games. Someone asked if ducking didn't exist, what game would you play? Although I guess that's a good question anyway.
Slap
I
City.
would be
Definitely
playing
Slap
CS:GO,
City.
you know,
Probably.
Probably.
I'd be a god at Slap City if I went for Duck Game. I'd have time for it.
I would probably still be playing Minecraft PvP.
I almost beat Fish at Slap City without having
Wow,
played in
speaking
like
of Minecraft,
months.
Play me now, I can destroy you.
Dude,
I'd probably be playing some for some shooter. I don't know.
I think I was messing.
dude, just let me neutral air as it'll do and you'll die.
I played TF2
Like,
for
that-
so
that's
long.
it. That's the game.
I would have completely learned the flute backwards.
He'll destroy his ashes.
What the fuck?
But there are other games that are basically the same game as Duck Game. They're not as popular. Like there's Cobalt and Retimed and if I don't know, it's about Boring Man Stick Fight.
Stick Fight is much more popular than Duck Game. And,
I don't think it is. Is it?
It
No,
is.
it isn't.
Charts right now.
Oh,
you
yeah,
guys
it's
know what
way
you're talking
Oh
about.
no, I'm talking about the Boring Man Tactical Combat.
Oh no, Boring Man's not. But I wanted to bring up Stick Fight because that's the big one. Because it is more popular.
Yeah,
than
Stick
Duck
Fight was. I'm sure most people probably.
Game. Right.
know
The
about
problem
it.
with Stick Fight is the guns rain from the ceiling at random, and that's all there is. You can't make them like. You
It's
know,
just RNG.
It's jankier than Dog Game, and that's really a hard thing to do, to be jankier than Dog
It's
no
really
real
hard.
tech, just aim and shoot.
There's like this blocking mechanic that no one ever uses.
I mean, you definitely can use it. It's so inconsistent, and I don't know.
There's a
It's just
quacking
stick
mechanic in
figures,
ducking
it's
that
so
no one ever
unoriginal.
uses.
It's actually.
I really want. I think
I don't know.
it was definitely. It was
Hey,
less than like.
does anyone want to actually play Duck Game right now?
No,
No,
we'll do that
not
after.
on stream.
No, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
No one
Um,
knows how to play Duck Game. I'm sorry to tell
on
you.
December 5th or 6th or something, Retime came out, and it's a really good game. You guys should check it out. It's Duck Game, but also Boring Man, where you aim with the mouse.
Yeah, and it looks a little
It's kind of
silly.
like Smash Bros. And Dog Game.
Yee, kinda.
It's got 4 players right now. 37 player all time peak.
But
I'm
it
sure
could
we-
it could definitely have good tournaments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now with Retimed, you asked was I always god at Duck Game? With Retimed, I kind of. We're
Yeah, I
pretty
mean the
sure
answer is
all
yes.
god. I mean, we played it a bunch, and then everyone was bad. and
We still
were-
don't know for sure though. There's never been a tournament.
They won't play with us, and also they suck when we watch them in videos. So I don't know. We're the best. Deal with it.
Okay, fine.
Okay, fine.
I know Padvik is watching, but I don't think he wants to come chat. Be nice if
I
he
don't know
did.
about any other.
Advic, do you want to be in chat?
Okay.
Would you would you prefer Duck Game if it was in 3D?
No, definitely not. I love 2D games. It's just my thing.
I don't even know how that doesn't. I mean, it wouldn't be Duck Game if it was in 3D. It would be an FPS.
I don't think Duck Game would physically function in 3D, so I think your alternate reality
it's
cannot
barely-
exist.
It's barely functioning in 2D, so I don't know how it would work in 3D.
Yeah, we don't need a whole other
2.5.
dimension of bugs.
Like, Landon had trouble with collision in 2 dimensions. I don't think adding a third is going to be helpful.
You have a point.
It would be cool. I mean, like, the closest thing would probably be like Quake, right? If to Duck Game in 3D, where you've got the insta-gib rocket jumping mechanics, where there's lots of
Like,
movement and fast.
3D
Like,
model of Duck. How?
I mean, that's been done. I don't know. That's not that bad.
Like,
I think, like,
like
2.5.
correctly of
Yeah,
the Duck
2.5D
Duck.
would
I
be
like to
cool.
see it.
That would be really
Someone made has-been hotel hats for Duck Game. Ugh,
Okay.
I mean,
Oh,
imagine
no.
a third-person shooter
it's starting.
where you can only shoot on the horizontal plane unless you're in the air and you let go of jump, press it again, and then you turn, and then your gun rotates around the southern hemisphere of that
That
sphere.
sounds
Like, imagine
horrid.
playing classic Doom, right? And you can shoot in other directions, but only if you do this really weird thing.
I would definitely play that. That actually sounds like a blast, and I can imagine it would be a very different skill set you would need to play it and to learn.
Yeah.
Not very different, but it's different. You know, FPS games are certainly different than platformers.
Oh, that's a good question. What tech? If you could add a tech to Duck Game, what would you do? What would you add? Like, you could make it any combination of bugs or inputs you want.
A way to
Like-
shoot
like,
straight down.
You
A
you
way
know
to
the
shoot straight
thing in
down.
Melee, like with Samus, you can like slide through the floor, like on the floor.
I wish you could grab ledges.
I wish you
That'd
could
be cool.
clip and keep your weapon.
You can grab ledges. Ragdoll
Well,
grab
I
them.
wish you could like grab them like without ragdolling, and you still could like hold a gun.
Imagine if when you ragdolled, you kept your gun, but you just couldn't shoot it.
Ooh.
That'd be a good idea.
Clipping through walls and keeping your weapon would be very interesting. I don't think it'd be useful. It'd just be cool.
Something that
Or
I
some
really
way
wanted.
to like, some way to
um,
like fly using a box in very specific inputs.
If you could stand on top of a box when it was moving, that'd be awesome. Like, imagine throwing a box at somebody and they just happen to land on it, and then they
I've
get.
actually made boxes
or
in
the-
code where people could stand on them while you were holding them.
That's
Yeah, it's
cool.
possible. You can
And
do
the,
it.
the
It's
RC
real.
car.
Oh,
You can sit in
imagine
the
if.
car, drive yourself around.
Yeah. Imagine if ducks had collision. Like, you touched other people. And you...
Oh, I know what feature I want.
That's scary. That's
Dan
very
knows what
scary.
feature- Listen. I know what feature I want,
Uh-huh.
and Dan knows about it very well. So,
Okay.
my idea is, if a duck gets ragdolled, right? You know how it has two segments,
Uh-huh.
and you know how you can.
No, the bad idea.
No, listen.
Abort.
The way-
Abort.
No, what? Yeah, let him do his idea.
No, trust me, it's bad.
Never again.
Trust me.
Listen, no, please, just okay. You know how wall clipping works with block groups, like when it's two blocks divided. So
Okay.
if you could make the duck a solid, so it's two solid segments, you can clip between the duck.
All right, wait, are you saying that you can use someone else's duck to clip a wall, like clip between them?
The clip, have your duck clipped between the two solid segments of a ragdoll duck.
Uh-huh.
It's just.
I know what you mean. That
He has
sounds-
no idea how anything works. Please abort.
I don't think that would.
It's
I mean,
very
okay.
incorrect. I've told
I
him many
think,
times.
One more thing.
But- It's useless, but it's gonna be so fun. Just imagine it.
Just imagine. Okay.
I think bullet ricochet. Like if when you shot a wall, the bullets would like bounce off the wall and go a little
Oh,
distance.
imagine.
I wish
But
there was-
only for the revolver.
I wish
No,
there
no,
was a-
for everything. Imagine you
Really?
shotgun
I
a
don't
wall
know.
at an angle and ricochet off the wall and hit someone.
That
And
would
you can
be a
just bounce
cool
all the guns off
minigame
the wall,
mode,
but
like
not
a
I want a
modifier,
straight
yeah.
shooting gun that bounces off walls. That
No,
isn't
like
angled
no,
gun.
you should no, like have a certain wall that lets you do that.
That'd be cool too.
That'd be cool.
That'd be really cool if you
That's
could bounce
very
off certain
possible.
walls.
Like
Yeah.
someone could very easily make that in the mod, like not difficultly at all.
Dan.
I won't, but it could.
I mean, the nade launcher does it, but it's weird because I don't know. Maybe it is what I'm asking for.
Oh, what about
Because
stationary
random-
sentry guns where you can aim, not even with angles, just
Oh, that would be awesome.
stationary sentry guns?
The
Yeah.
Wrangler.
Yeah.
Ooh,
The nade
like you
launcher
could like
already
up and
seems
down,
awesome.
like yeah, that'd be cool.
Actually, that's a
but,
mod.
But you can't move. But
There's
you can't move.
that's a
Downside.
weapon in one of those mods, isn't it? It totally is, right? I remember this. I think it's not Dwep, it's the other one, the other big one.
UFF?
Yeah, that one. That one has a mod
Okay,
that has a
well,
turret.
I guess,
that
I
you
guess
can-
I'm not the first person to come up with that idea.
If you could make one tech arded, which one would you make?
If I could make one tech what? Harder?
It says arded, but I think you just spelled wrong.
If you could make
It's
one
not-
tech harder, which would you make harder?
Yeah.
I don't think I'd want to
Yeah.
make any of them harder. They're already hard enough, right?
Yeah.
There's none of them that are easy. I mean, maybe
You just get used to them. They
I
don't
feel
get
like
easier.
when you say harder, I always think more inconsistent, and I never want that.
Like maybe like some like complex form of angling would be pretty cool.
I'd like more hard texts that are consistent but possible.
It's all muscle memory. It's subjective. To make it harder, you can make it inconsistent by adding RNG inconsistencies, things that you can't control. But as long as you know what the inputs are and
You
there's a
can make
consistent,
guns jam.
then it's all really the same difficulty.
Add brawl tripping to Duck Game. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
If you just dash and brawl, there was like a 1 in 100 chance that you'd trip, and for no reason.
Yeah.
It was just like, let's just add RNG in a random spot. How about moving? They can randomly move.
Hey, Xoteki, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Hello.
Oh yeah, hello, Exotech3. I don't know.
Zudik 3.
If you could combine Duck Game with insert game.
Obviously, it's
Duck Game and
Luigi's
Slap
Mansion
City.
4, guys.
Duck Game and Slap City.
I don't
Imagine
know,
Duck.
maybe-
Oh, Fish wanted this, right? Pogo stuck in Duck Game.
Ow.
What does that mean?
What you wanted the Pogo to work like the way Pogo it doesn't Pogo stuck, right?
But it's Duck Game?
Yeah. You told me this.
I said you want sword. There's
Duck,
sword.
wish-
Duck Game,
wish there
Duck
was, like,
Game
an
with
item.
pogo sticks.
If you could combine it, you know how in Celeste you have a dash. If you can make, if you, there was possible in that game, some.
Oh yeah, I'd like that. If you could wave dash in Duck Game, that would be awesome.
Yeah,
Oh god.
That'd be
like
cool.
in vanilla that game, maybe.
Like if you could, maybe
with
there was
more-
like some sort of item you pick up that lets you dash. That'd be nice.
Yeah. like wall jump boots.
No, it's like a thing you equip.
Yeah,
Like
like the wall
armor.
jump boots or something. The dash. What mini game would you add to Duck Game?
Capture the flag. Capture the flag.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that's a game. But there's
Not
parts
doing
in
it,
it. Capture the
sorry.
flag would be so cool. You can have 4v4, capture the flag. Whenever you die, you respawn, and you gotta get the other team's flag.
I think it'd be really good. Yeah, I mean like, oh, one thing I really want is an option to. I keep telling Dan this, but he doesn't believe me. I want an option to have individual cameras so that your camera is just on you and it doesn't zoom out if you walk away from
Okay,
other
listen,
players.
I believe you, and I've already thought about it for the mod. I just don't want it to exist for a client-side mod because that's
I want it. I
bad.
want it all the time.
Come on, Dan, give us our own
It's
personal
bad. I can't give you bad
wait,
things.
listen. If
They're
it's gonna be
bad.
infinite, if it's gonna be infinite player mode, and there's gonna be so many players, how are you gonna cope with such a big map? If
You
It's
just
not like
do
that.
it and do it right.
Oh,
and
someone asked.
ethically.
This is a pretty interesting question. Who are the best players in each continent?
I have
uh,
I
You
think I have. I
probably-
think I know.
you're probably Jedex.
Oh my gosh, is Duffy the best player in Australia?
Oh God,
Yeah.
no. I hope not.
Oh god.
I don't know of any other Australian player other than Duffy.
I think
I don't
Duffy
know how to
plays
say
as
this.
often anymore though.
Jadix is the best in his continent,
That's him and
wherever
I.
that is.
I think
Don't remember.
Europe.
Europe. Yeah, Europe probably would be JDEX. United
Tangram
States
is
might be like
Unlock is US based.
Unlock maybe. Yeah, Unlock or Tanagram.
This
Does Mexico count as?
Congo.
Where is Sharpshoot
Mexico,
from? He's not in
Mexico
the
is
United
part
States.
of America.
I know I know it's part of North America. That's technically a continent, but they have different community with RDZ.
I think Sharpshoot is like South America, so
Is
There's
it
this
like-
whole weird Chinese community we know nothing about. And we
Oh
always
yeah. Actually
Yeah.
though X Juan or X Han, I don't know how to say his name, but he's the best Chinese player.
Right. I mean, there's this joke like they utilize boxes like way more than we do, and they're like big about it.
Yo, yo.
Hey, it's
Hey,
Padvik.
Padvik.
How's it
boys
going, Padvik?
Whoa, Padvik showed
thank
up.
you.
What's
How's everyone?
up?
I've been lurking for the past hour and a half.
Oh come on, you've missed so many good topics.
I know.
Sharpshot's
but I was,
also in here.
I
Hey,
was
what's
playing
up?
Apex Legends.
Oh,
You
okay.
understand?
Oh, get the fuck out.
Oh, we can do.
Jump shots from
What
South
about
America.
what about
Or
the QC
wait.
meetup?
Jada or Pedvik has to introduce himself now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Padvik. I play Duck Game.
Uh-huh.
I host tournaments in QC.
Yeah, there you go.
He has an amazing
that's
voice,
about it, really.
guys. This guy has an
Just
amazing
introduce
voice.
ourselves, though.
What about
Padvik has
my
hosted a lot of
voice?
really
My,
good tournaments.
Very
My Duck
smooth.
owner is a unicorn with
Thank
blue
you.
hair and sometimes red or yellow. I have a lot of
Ducksona.
different.
I've never heard someone say that
Yeah,
before, but
Ducksonas.
it's accurate.
What is the unicorn plot, Patrick? Give it to me straight.
So I googled pixel art and this unicorn came up and I was like, I'm gonna have that.
How many people their hat story is I googled thing and then copy pasted?
Basically, there are no original ideas.
But I added my own interpretation. I made it blink. Well, the
Oh.
first one, the horn got bigger.
Hmm.
I thought
So-
like the
Oh, we
different
have,
colors
like,
were
different colors do
emotions
different
for like
effects
the
on the
ducks and shit.
Say again?
No? I thought the different colors of like the rainbow, like different color versions of the hat were like
Ah,
different like
that came-
spectrums of the emotion.
That came later
Shit.
for my third montage. I was like, that could be a sick idea. So I made different hats for different colors of the
That was
song.
pretty good. I like the creativity.
The first tournament I ever went in QC, Patrick was either the first or second person who went against me, and the other person was Platypus. So I had a great first tournament.
Damn.
Okay,
Feels bad.
it feels
Sorry
bad.
about
When
I
did
mean,
you
I'm
start playing, Pedvik?
So I played with my friends in like early 2016,
Uh huh.
and then they got bored. I carried on, and I started getting good like 2017.
Oh, hey, I found it.
You found what?
I found Padvik's hat on Google.
Nice.
That's the. I think that's true for a lot of people. Is they started playing Duck Game casually with their friends, and then their friends stopped playing, and then they kept on playing.
Yeah, that's kind of how everyone in that's like the story for a lot of people in QC.
They're
Good
like,
job,
I wonder
lad.
if other people
Great
who aren't
game.
people I know
Yeah.
close to
Everyone's
made
friends
that
got
game.
bored.
I'll
We are
send-
the
I'll
true
send
pioneers
it
right
to
here.
You kept
Duckcember.
beating them, and they didn't have fun.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And then I played with them again, and I was angling and shit, and they were like, "What the fuck are you doing?
Oh my god, stop
We did play
cheating.
again. Why are you shooting me through
You
a wall?"
hack, stop hacking.
I think we talked about this. Uncle Spoon mentioned it briefly, but if you could add, you said shooting straight down, and I definitely agree with that as a tech that you could add to Duck Game because currently that's like the holy grail of Duck Game tech, and it has been since forever. Like
And we can
finding
do
some
that
way to
more.
shoot straight down, it's just not possible.
Well, if you throw a gun.
Okay,
to a
fine,
string, it
but
is,
Good
but there's not, like,
question.
shooting
I
Good
know, I
Robert,
think-
Good question.
who said
I
if you
think
could
that's
create a new
controversial.
Duck Game merch, what it would? Oh, I would just want those shirts with the awesome graphic on it.
Yeah, make them like publicly sailed. I'd want to buy.
I
them.
want a Chansey mask, like a full, not a mask, like a helmet.
Creepy.
Chansey.
Like the I know what you
Local
mean.
person kills guy in Duck Game related mask.
It would be
good
really cool
publicity.
to have that vaporwave Chansey shirt. That'd be awesome. But also that I don't know. There's just so many good
It
things
does
you could
exist,
add. You could like make
Yeah,
small replicas of
anything.
all the weapons. Like it would be cool to have
Like
a net gun.
A little
like a
plushy
miniature.
Duck Game weapon would be cool.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
Like anything.
Yeah, anything really.
Yeah,
I've got enough
anything because there's no Duck Game merch store.
There's been the
I've got enough
plushie,
Duck
and that's
Game
been it.
digital
There's-
media. I need some physical media.
Yeah. It'd
Or
be
like
cool
a
to have.
CD copy of Duck Game would be pretty cool to have. Well, like
Oh, quick
Yeah, I
chat
don't
for Duck
need
Game.
that.
That'd be cool.
I don't know. I think the live chat works.
Tell them
Duck-
to flick off without
Duck
interrupting.
game,
Without
duck
interrupting the
video
game.
Chat.
I think quick chat is usually for games where the dev is like, yeah, I don't want people to be able to use real chat, but Duck Game already has real
yeah,
chat.
because
Quick
cursing
chat
is
kind
too bad. We can't let
of-
them
Quick
do
chat
that.
kind of real chat defeats the purpose.
Yeah, it's crazy that Duck Game has real chat at all. That's like not a
We could
feature that's
add,
in a lot of
like,
A
games.
lot of other games are
should
like, no, we're
add-
not going to do that because people get mad at each other, and that happens in Duck Game plenty of times. You go
What
online.
about
and people
Duck
say,
Game Global
vile stuff
Chat? Dun dun dun.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That would be cool. A
Duck
mod
Game
that
Global
yeah,
Real Chat.
a mod where you
possible.
just the chat is global.
You could be having a normal conversation with a new player, and then some random guy comes on speaking in moon runes.
The main problem with Duck Game Global Chat is I wouldn't want to manage it, so it wouldn't exist.
Well, you could just have it. It wouldn't be too hard, but you could just
But,
like.
people would obviously like spam and like put weird shit in there. Like, nah, fam.
I mean,
Well,
I
you
don't
could
know,
just
you know.
well, we could just have chat moderators and stuff.
We just have all the messages go to Discord, then the Discord it'll read from Discord, so the Discord can do the rest.
Yeah, there's not really any reason to have a global chat in the game. You can just use
If you
Discord.
think about it,
You're right.
QC is just the game global chat, and that's it.
Yeah.
True.
Except we're an English based.
Yeah, we are English based, so it's not really
I mean, I
fair.
think that's how global chat works too. It's not like you
Duck Game Hub World win.
That game hub world went. That'd be crazy.
What about Duck Game voice chat in game? Maybe.
Never.
That would be
no,
something.
no,
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 thank you.
no.
Xbox
not?
mics.
Xbox mics.
Think of the toxic little kid. He just shot me through a wall.
But that's
The
good
game
part.
is like 8-bit. We need like a bad bit rate.
A bad bit rate. TeamSpeak 1.
One day Discord is gonna be down for too long, and we are gonna make a QC Skype group.
No, because then people would have my IP address. I'm never joining Skype. No, thank you.
Yeah, someone did ask how did you guys come up with your names, but I don't know if that's Duck Game related.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm pretty self-explanatory here.
Yeah.
True.
That's his
Animals,
name. He
Mine's
doxed
a
himself.
primary school
Didn't do
nickname.
that. Do you mind if I talk about briefly what I know about local duck game tournaments, like in general?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Landon held a local duck game tournament, and this is the only official duck game tournament ever at PAX Penny Arcade X. Do you know which year at all? Anyone? Was it 2016?
There's been ones at. There's been one every year.
Was there multiple? He holds
There's
it
one
every
this year too.
Interesting. Oh yeah, you're right actually. Yeah. So he holds one every year. Those are the only official, like
Wait,
actual.
Duckcember is official though.
And none of us.
No,
those
local,
are
official locals.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean? Oh yeah.
And none of us ever go to the locals. So they're not really locals anymore. They're suddenly just, like some people are playing Duck Game here who don't actually play the game much.
Yeah.
They're just having fun, which is fine. I'm not gonna say. I mean, we're the ones not going.
It's just,
Filthy
it's just not.
casuals,
It's really not
just
worth
like-
going
Filthy
somewhere just to win.
Right, I mean, yeah.
LOL XD goes Duck Game Tournament wins flawless.
And there's
Like,
plenty
if-
of other tournaments too,
yeah.
unofficial, that have been held, but none of us ever go to them. None of us are.
There's never
managing
been a
them.
community ran local
Right.
from the
Um,
the real community.
Yeah, my brother who has 20 hours in Duck Game, he won a Duck Game tournament at an anime what do you call it? It was a Nebrascon
Convention.
convention. Yeah, it was an anime convention for my state. Somebody just held the Duck Game tournament there, and he just walked in and won it because I play it a lot with him. But he's not anything he hasn't played, nearly as much as anyone who would play in a Duck Game tournament with QC.
Oh yeah, if any QC member would go on a real life tournament, he'd just 10-0 everybody.
Right. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we said this on the Landon stream. There was public information that we said. So we are planning on hosting a local tournament that hopefully we actually get people who are good players and actually have a sense of community that isn't just random people, but also random people are invited. I'd love to meet people who are legitimately interested in the game and haven't played much too.
you
It's
should
always-
do more context.
Yeah, I always do that, don't I?
Yeah.
But yeah, we are hosting a local tournament in May.
Combo Breaker
at
2020.
Combo Breaker 2020, right?
Yeah.
So they
At
haven't
least
published
hopefully we
their.
are. We haven't They haven't published their site anything. They haven't published anything.
And it's what they did last year too. They always take quite a while to do it, but once they do, you just register and say I'd like to run an event, and they let you do it on your own terms. It's just not going to be through them officially. They just let you do it on their grounds.
They
so
have,
we
they
a-
have some stuff, but yeah.
Here's a
And yeah,
cool
yeah, a lot of times
question:
it's
Has Duck
sport.
Game ever affected your personal life?
Yeah, I mean, yes. I don't know.
Good question.
That's
Oh,
that's
not
not me,
really,
right?
no.
Not me
I
asking.
spend lots of time, and that's kind of affected my life a small amount.
It defines what you mean by personal life.
Definitely boosted my ego more than it should have.
More than it should have.
I mean, I just play other games. There's plenty of other games that aren't Duck Game that I play where I've met people, but I definitely have met people playing Duck Game that I wouldn't have otherwise that I play games
Well,
with.
I've met a
I
lot
would
of
have never met you, Fish. Hello there.
I've
I
met
mean,
a lot of good
also-
online friends through Quack Cocaine.
But I mean, I also have met 40 other people through other games. So,
Mhm.
Dan, sorry to say, like, you're not the cornerstone of my
You're
life.
not the cornerstone of my
I'm
life.
cornerstone. Cornerstone.
Like, I'm a gamer. It's what I do. No, I'm
When
kidding.
oh no. When do we end
I'm
the
a
stream?
gamer, it's what I do.
When do we end this stream?
Speaking of end of the stream,
think-
when that happens,
What's our
100
timer
player
at?
challenge.
We're at
Let's
1
go.
hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, so maybe
Whenever
Maybe
we
at
run
2
out
hours
of
we'll end
topics.
it. Yeah.
our viewer count went up a little bit. It was at 12 for a while. It got to 15. Now we're down to 14 again.
It's whatever. I
That's
think I'll
cool.
publish this video on my YouTube or publish this stream on my YouTube and people will see.
I
it.
also definitely
yeah.
stay up
Hi,
at
Mom.
night later than I should
Because of Duck
because
Game.
of Duck Game.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, big
I-
time.
yeah,
Because
I
of all
would've
the NA
graduated-
players.
I would have graduated from college, dude. I'd be a millionaire if it weren't for Duck Game.
But it's worth it.
Who were the Duck Game idols? Good question.
Who
Call
are
them
the gods of
idols.
Duck Game?
Who were the idols?
I think we already answered.
My
I think we
idol
talked about that a
who is-
little bit.
The idol who was and still is my idol is probably Jadex.
True.
Both idols I've
Really
had were
important.
torn down and destroyed by everyone, so they're no longer idols to me. So I have no one.
I
There
think
are no
my
gods.
idol,
I-
my
I
idol
don't
was
land.
Whiting, because I think Whiting was the first player that I played against who made me realize, holy crap, people really sweat this game.
I don't remember. I mean, I didn't really have any player idols. I remember watching Duck Game Euphoria. I would rewatch their videos so
Hold on.
often.
Somebody doesn't understand. They asked right now, who is
What?
more popular, DR or QC? DR
It's
is
obviously
no
QC.
DR
let's
is
get
dead.
real.
DR
It
doesn't
doesn't-
exist. he
DR
must,
is
he must
dead.
be an RDZ.
and it existed out of spite of QC.
Yeah.
And
Correct.
it didn't.
QC
because
is definitely
Duck Game
not doubt
exists
about
on
it. The most popular Duck Game community right now.
It's the most popular and active Duck Game community right now.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
don't,
guess.
yeah.
Because Feathers of Fly is definitely popular, but it's not active anymore.
I mean, if that's just a number, really, right? It's- I-
Oh,
I would say it's popular. It's got members, but no one does anything.
yeah.
yeah, we do things. We have tournaments. Oh damn, yeah, no.
The Discord is active.
Is it?
Yeah, we do
Yeah, I
messages.
mean, sure.
QC has definitely become more active. It used to be it used to go for weeks without one message in any channel.
Hello there.
What's this say? Do you have any memories of when you taught people Duck Game?
don't think
I
I've
do
taught
remember
people.
teaching a random angle saving and also
Oh, memory.
Yeah,
Y-
do that
Land-
right.
Do you
Another
guys remember
community-
teaching Landon?
Yeah, I was about to
Oh
say
yeah, that was
Yeah.
the best. Teaching
That was
Landon
crazy.
Tech.
That was so
That
long
was so
ago.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was. You guys remember that time? That was over 100 hours ago
Oh,
when we
when
100
we,
hours
when we
showed
taught Landon how to
how
door
to do
clip.
an angle save. And he was like, "Wait, so you can like do that?" And we were like, "Yeah, that's exactly how it works."
Yeah, that's right. Also, with him clipping, I see why that's so cool now. I see why you always want to do that.
It's like you
Maybe
just clip
it's
through the
a-
freaking ceiling.
Oh yes.
How do I do that?
Biggest fail of Duck Game teaching had to be the other server that doesn't exist anymore.
DGA.
Yeah, DGA.
Oh yeah, DG. I mean, I don't know. It's just because nobody wants to learn.
In my
Duck Game.
opinion,
And no one
it's
wants to
because,
teach either.
because you don't need a teacher to get better. You just practice. You just play more and you get better.
It's
no
it's
need
mostly-
for.
Yeah, it's not
It's not like
necessary.
school when you need someone to teach you. You
I
just
know.
get play more.
The players who would want a teacher, I don't
Yeah.
think would really find that server. There's no way for them
Right,
to find
the
it.
people who want to learn are not going to find that server. It's only teachers in that server.
Yeah, I mean, even the teachers aren't really active.
You could
because there's
integrate it
nobody
into
to
QC.
teach.
Yeah, and teachers are like, all teachers were like, oh, I have like 800 hours, please make me a teacher. Then they get the teacher and they never send a single message in the server ever again.
Yeah.
You could try combining it with QC
Wait,
though, making
does
people
that
teachers
mean
in
I
QC.
does that mean I can't become a teacher? I only have 772. That's not
Oh.
800.
I'm just giving an example of how people were like,
River Otter had a question again.
Dude,
I think
stop
we've
it.
talked about this. If you could
oh,
add a
definitely
customization
the
option
color
to
of the
Duck
duck.
Game,
Definitely the color of the duck.
RGB duck.
Maybe.
Oh my god, the fourth duck is orange, not brown.
I have the exact color code, so if you
I'd
want to
make it
look at
brown.
it,
I would make
got
it
right
brown.
here.
Come
you
on,
should make
that's
a
it.
mod that just turns the fourth duck brown. That's all it does.
Objectively brown.
Yeah, objectively brown, like poop brown.
Yeah.
No, but think about it though.
and
It
then
is
make
orange,
the,
but
and then make the black duck gray.
it makes a lot more sense for it to be brown. Like, when's the last time you saw an orange duck in real life? Now think about a brown duck in real life. Of
Taylor,
course, it's
look
gonna
at
be
the
brown.
picture I sent you. It perfectly. It shows it's orange.
It shows it's orange. What are you talking about? Yeah, I
Oh.
know. It's pretty
Beautiful
obvious.
picture.
It is orange, but
It
I
is
wish
orange.
it was brown.
Duck game so graphic, so oh god. Okay, I'm not reading that.
No, thank you.
I think
That would be cool though. Like gore in that game, like
I mean, it might be interesting.
Yes.
It already has feathers.
blood, guts, and feathers.
Combine Happy
everywhere.
Wheels. Duck Game.
so. Dan,
Yeah.
Dan, you want guts and feathers, but you don't want a duck clipping inside of another duck.
Okay, listen, that's off the table.
That
Stop.
would be gay.
What are any other custom options that you might want to add, like settings?
Yeah, I
or
said
something?
just colors.
Yeah, give me the words, and I'll tell you if it's possible, and I'll make it. Well,
To be honest, I
Um,
wouldn't customize anything really, because it would make it less competitive.
I mean, I don't know. There already is custom everything, right? There's custom maps, custom hats, custom
Yeah, but-
runes,
Oh,
custom names.
Custom duck eye color is just brown. Why not make it like green or blue?
Eye color? I don't know.
No, just
We have-
think about it though.
We have
Changing
custom
one-
mods, custom
I
textures,
want to change
custom
one single
backgrounds.
pixel on your screen.
I don't know.
that seems kind of weird.
Is there anything about Duck? How much of Duck Game isn't custom? Like, how much can you not change? There's not much if you think about it. You can change.
well,
like, there's
it-
texture
it-
packs
it's
now
Oh,
really
too.
good.
how about we
Anything with
just
mod.
ask? How about we just ask Dan the mod man?
Hello there. Hi there, guys. Everything's custom. You can change anything with a mod if someone does it. Anything. All things are custom. Yep.
What about the netcode? Can you make custom netcode?
Yes, you can.
But
And
you
I
won't.
have.
You
Will
have.
do.
Oh, okay.
You got to
So-
with some things in mods. A lot of stuff in Doors mod has to have syncing netcode.
Would input delay in netcode like remove frame perfect inputs or no?
No, input delay. It doesn't mean not frame perfect. Your inputs would still be frame perfect. They would just be delayed.
We could implement mods could very easily they could put in input delay if you know what you're doing. You can do it. It wouldn't be hard. You just have to. Yeah, you can do
But
it.
doesn't that mean that if you'd see like 4 frames later that you've turned around, it'd be too late for you to press shoot to angle or no?
Technically, we can slow the game down and the netcode down to be lower. We can do all kind of things. We can do all kind of magic. We can do everything.
I've got
Yeah.
it. Have you talked about the idea of Duck Game servers yet?
What does that mean? Oh,
Rather than like peer connections, having like a
We
centralized
thought about
server.
that. It is possible. I know it's possible.
Would it be?
No
good
one
though?
has done it. No one has made it, but it is possible.
It would change the way we play because, like,
It's a lot
Someone asked how do I get good at that game? Practice a lot.
oh, play better
and
players.
A lot of what you're asking for, the main features you'd want to find.
Oh no!
would
Wait, someone
require
asked the most
syncing
important
netcode to
question.
be redone completely to have it be the way you want it to be, Padvik.
Someone asked the most important question. Keyboard or controller?
Controller or keyboard? How can we not
Keyboard,
talk
bro.
about it? Keyboard is obviously better. I mean,
Keyboard.
Am I the only controller user in the voice chat?
Fish
Come on,
uses
guys.
controllers.
Yeah.
scrub.
Yeah, controller works fine. I don't know. They both have their pros and
Controller
cons. They're all
both.
very.
Rapidia was the best Duck Game player ever, and he is controller. You're all bad.
Yeah, a lot of the oldest players use controllers, like
Because they're
Clockwork.
Clockwork.
fucking
Casual.
weird.
pro
Like-
chat use.
Weird.
Weirdos.
The only thing you
The real
can't do
main
is you have less
disadvantage with
movement control,
controller-
but at the same time you have more because you're able to do.
I don't think you
soft
can
inputs.
input inputs fast as a keyboard can with a controller.
Yeah, right. That's the disadvantage, but it doesn't matter because you don't do that unless you're doing
Controller is definitely still viable.
If you need to
It's
duck
just-
and then hold sideways, you can't do it. It's 2 buttons on keyboard. On
Most pro
controller,
players
it's
use
a
keyboard.
whole half crescent that you have to do every single time you do it.
Yeah.
And then like gun jumper, you have to do it back and forth. Like
On controller,
on
your thumbs
controller,
have
they
too
have,
much
like it's
responsibility.
Yeah.
too much. You can't do it. It's impossible.
You can't do one frame turnarounds on controller because you have to move
That's
your
kind of
thumb.
the big. Yeah, that's kind of the big tech that you can only do on keyboard that you can't do with controller. But
Also,
controller-
throwing things at an angle is hard on controller.
I mean, it's a little bit more difficult. But
It's a little bit more difficult. It's really hard. I've tried it.
Extended
It
ragdoll
is
jumping
hard.
is
like a
extended
tiny-
ragdoll jumping is easier on keyboard than
No,
on
it's not.
controller.
I think
You can
Fish will
swap
tell
the
you it's the
D-pad.
same.
No, because you have to pull the stick up and down, up and
Yeah,
down.
D-pad is a thing.
Oh wait, yeah, never mind.
I
Swap the
use
D-pad.
D-pad. I use stick. I don't use D-pad.
I mean,
Yeah,
no,
see-
you use stick for everything,
You
and
have to do extended
for,
ragdoll jumps. Because of
You
that.
guys know so. Not I don't know.
Yeah.
Sue.
My boy, so
Not
He
not the
also
SOH.
uses
The other one.
controller.
SOO.
Yeah, he
I-
uses controller.
Shmubdub. That one.
So yeah.
He switches between analog stick and D-pad very frequently. I've watched him stream and he has the overlay and it's crazy how often he switches.
That's odd. Very odd.
A lot of smack talk from
What-
someone within 1v1.
What stream are we on right now? What's up?
What streamer? What? What do you mean?
I think you're
Stream
getting
time.
pretty
Stream
close to
time.
the end.
Yeah, we're getting pretty
Yeah.
close to the end. It'll be like 5 minutes, I think.
Yeah, that's cool.
So is there anything we want to talk
Mind
about
if we,
before it
like,
ends?
You mind if I hijack your stream?
For what?
Closing argument.
Can I
Closing?
just steal it?
Come play Pogo Stuck.
Come play Pogo Stuck? Oh yeah. Okay, so after this stream ends, Dan is going to be testing his 100 player mod. And
Yes.
he needs as many people as physically possible
need
to get in
all
the
of
same
you.
lobby.
No,
Everybody
less
watching.
than 100.
Yeah, there
The
can't be
mod
any
does
less than
not work.
100.
Okay, big problem right now. The Steam version of the mod doesn't work, so I have to send you a file and you put it in your
What?
documents.
Didn't you
folder.
just
That's
say
how we're
that?
doing this.
Fix it
Get the
now.
Steam version working and postpone it.
Yeah, postpone it if the Steam version doesn't work. No one's gonna.
No, I'm just kidding. No, well, I mean,
No one
we're
is
like,
going to. You're not gonna.
no, yeah, it'll work. It'll be fine. We'll have people. We'll
Okay,
have
be in the QC Discord, and then Dan will.
Yes,
Will,
I will be in
ping-
voice chat. Join me. I'll figure it all out. We'll get
Yeah.
it.
Also, like, this is our announcement to 14 people, and then we're gonna say it in QC on the spot, and nobody knows anything about this. Like,
Oh yeah,
come-
someone should say that in announcements.
Well,
I can
yeah,
do
we'll
it if
post
you
it.
want.
I mean, maybe not tonight,
No one
but
else.
definitely sometime we're gonna try and do a max amount of players that we can get.
Yes. Yeah. This is test. We only need like 9 people. Easy
Only 9
peasy.
people.
9 people. That's all I need. They put the file into their documents folder. 9 people.
The
Give me the
question is how
files
many
now.
players until the game just breaks?
That's a good
450.
question. That's the real question.
The only
That's
way,
when mod works. Not now.
there's only one way to find out. I mean,
Yeah.
There is. Cool.
Oh, for those of you who don't know, the soundtrack I've been playing for the last 2 hours has been the Getting Over It soundtrack.
You should do a run.
It's a very good game. You should play it.
It's a
That
great
game's
game.
giving me PTSD.
It really isn't that difficult on the scale of things. There are much harder games.
Yeah, like
Like
Pogo
Duck
Stick.
Game.
Like I mean, Duck
Getting
Game is
over it
harder.
a short
Yeah.
game. It's frustrating, but it takes like people an average of what, like 3 hours to beat it. It's
No,
not
that's
that hard.
fast. 3 hours is fast. I think it's
Yeah,
like an
it's like
average of 7
people-
hours.
People have been in less than a minute.
Well, yeah, I
It's
mean,
not,
for
it's
the
not
first-
that hard, guys. Come on.
Also, people
Come
have
on,
not
don't
beat
be
it.
in
in less
a
than
minute,
a
you
minute.
scrub.
Yeah, just become TAS, and then you'll beat it in
World
less than a
record
minute.
is like more than
The
14.
record is
You're
over a
just
minute,
task
but that's
guy,
fine.
he's
You
insane.
just become a TAS.
Just be task, bro.
You never played the game before, but just
well, you,
just
it's-
just
you can
several
beat-
thousand
you
frame
can
perfect
beat, You
inputs,
can
and
beat
you'll be
SMB1
there.
in
If you want to
4
be,
minutes,
if you want to
55
help me
seconds.
with mod testing, join the QC Discord, and we'll all be in voice chat.
Yeah,
later,
just join the
and I'll
QC
hit you up.
Discord and then spam Dan with pings.
go
His
in
name is you can see his name in the
Yeah.
stream. Spam him.
Dan,
with
here.
Dan the
ping.
Mod Man.
Dan the
I'm
Mod
gonna
Man.
bother a whole bunch of people. I'm gonna bother Tater. It's gonna be great. Everyone's gonna
Dan,
be
you better bother me about it.
You're gonna come. What's up, everybody?
Oh yeah, let's start pinging Dan.
Everybody ping Dan.
No, please. Hello.
All right, I think
You-
we should
you brought
we
it.
should say
brought it.
goodbye and then close the stream.
Yeah.
All right, so one more time. I'm Tater. I guess we don't
I'm
have to do
Dan.
that. You're Dan.
Oh.
I am Fido.
I'm Spoon and I suck at the game.
Big thanks to Riv Otter and everyone else who gave questions for us.
Yes,
It was
thank you to
awesome.
Riv Otter, and thank you to everybody who came to the stream. I know there aren't many of you, but that's fine. It was super chill.
Thank you to Revolter for organizing Duckcember, not just.
Yes, thank
you
you. That too. That's
Shout
huge.
outs to Simple Flips.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Simple Flips.
Simple Flip for sure.
Yeah, if we wouldn't be here without
Awesome
Simple Flips. All right. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. See you.